Welcome to the American Athletic Conference on ESPN and our Friday night matchup featuring the SMU Mustangs and the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Tulsa looks to win their conference opener and improve to 4-1 on the season, while SMU tries to even their record at 3-3. Mike Corey, Rini and Golia from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where tonight D'Angelo Brewer looks to follow up a career-high performance in Tulsa's last matchup.
Yeah, you said it, Mike. 46 carries, 252 yards for Brewer 13 days ago in that unbelievable comeback against Fresno State. Not the biggest back, 5'9", 185 pounds. Very durable, very reliable, gets extra yards after contact. Good in pass protection, can catch the ball out of the backfield. Look for D'Angelo Brewer to have a few carries tonight for sure.
And the Tulsa Golden Hurricane onto the field here tonight, looking for a third consecutive win after that matchup, as you said, 13 days ago. While the Mustangs on their side have an outstanding young talent in wide receiver Cortland Sutton, who is a major factor for them.
I really like Cortland Sutton. 6'4", 215 pounds. He's a big physical wide receiver that can also stretch the field. He causes matchup problems with his size against smaller defensive backs. He can go up, high point the ball. The thing for SMU tonight, that offensive line has to keep quarterback Ben Hicks clean in the pocket, get him a rhythm so he can deliver the ball to Cortland Sutton.
The SMU Mustangs, they've been dealing with a ton of injuries this season. We'll document that for you as this game moves along, as they get set to run onto the field here tonight at Tulsa, where they have not won since 2009. They've lost the last 3 of 4 versus the Golden Hurricane.
Well, and you talked about the injuries, and we talked to Coach Chad Morris earlier this week, and he just says really they have not been able to catch a break. Well, this would be a good game for them to come in here tonight, play their best, and get a win on the road.
2-3 overall, 0-1 in the American after the 45-20 loss last Saturday at Temple. Looking for redemption here tonight. Head coach for Tulsa, Philip Montgomery, the 44-year-old, the former offensive coordinator at Baylor for SMU. The 47-year-old Chad Morris, the former offensive coordinator at Clemson. We know about the offenses and these two offensive minds. What about the defenses for both teams, Rini?
Yeah, both these defensive units, Mike, vastly improved from this point last season. They're both attacking styles, getting after the offenses, and for SMU, doing an excellent job with takeaways. 14 takeaways on the season. That's second best in the nation. 12 interceptions, leads the nation. And you have to do that, especially for SMU, when your offense is struggling. Good to see that defense stepping up. And for Tulsa, they're stepping up as well on defense, playing attacking style, getting downhill. And as we take a look at some of the numbers, you see the vast improvements from last season, but the biggest one right there in interceptions, +5 on the year for SMU, +3 from Tulsa. An excellent job, both these defensive units taking the ball away from the offenses.
So it's SMU and Tulsa getting ready on this Friday night on ESPN's College Football Primetime. And our kickoff is next.
Floats it toward the end zone. Caught by Hobbs. Touchdown, Tulsa. Throws it high in the air. Caught by Kevin Lucas. That's a touchdown, Tulsa. It's a 40-yarder for TU. Fake handoff, and now it's Dane Evans running straight up the middle to the 10, to the 5, and dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Tulsa. Tulsa wins 48-41 in overtime.
What a comeback by the Golden Hurricane, the largest comeback in school history. Some amazing calls there from Bruce Howard, the play-by-play man for the Golden Hurricane.
I mean, Mike, when I watched that game over this week, it was 21-0 before you blinked an eye, 31-0 in total before Tulsa got on the board, and just a testament to Philip Montgomery and his coaching staff to keep his team in it to get that great comeback win.
Tulsa won the coin toss. They have deferred, and SMU will receive to start. It's going to be James Prochet and Braden West back to return. And now it's actually Kevin Thomas who gets this one and will go across the 25 and knock down at the 30-yard line. And that's where the Mustangs will start, 1st and 10, as we bring out their redshirt freshman quarterback, Ben Hicks, who's been thrust into action a lot sooner than this staff would have liked to see.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into it as this game progresses, but really he was the 3rd quarterback to start the season, gets thrown in there, redshirt freshman. Just needs experience, needs reps. He's getting better each and every day, but of course, banged up offensive line isn't helping him either.
Hicks at 6'1", 216 pounds, out of Waco, Texas. Started the last 4 games for this group, and it's all about getting the experience, Rainey, and we'll see how he does here tonight. First play to the air, and it's overthrown and nearly intercepted. Wanted Prochet, and Keanu Hill was back on coverage for Tulsa.
I mean, I like the play call right there by offensive coordinator Joe Craddock. Hey, stretch the field. Let's try to get a vertical shot right away, but good coverage by Hill, was right where he needed to be.
Both teams will move quickly here tonight. Nice gash up the middle, and SMU a first down and more on the carry by Braden West to midfield.
Yeah, and West is one of those quick scat backs, Mike. 170 pounds, not a power back, but he can squirt through there.
West rips off 20 yards and quickly back to the air on the catch by Thomas. And Kevin Thomas has a 4-yard reception for SMU, brought down by Matt Linscott.
Both these teams go so fast. It'll be interesting to see which one of these teams runs more plays, because, boy, they like to go up and down the field.
Second down, Mustangs taking a little bit extra time here on this play with a 3 wide receiver set. Again, nice grab on a diving reception made by Cortland Sutton for SMU, their top receiver, who we just talked about.
Good delivery by Ben Hicks. Listen, if you get one-on-one coverage with Cortland Sutton, you throw it there. That's what Hicks did. Got a big completion.
Right back to West now. Braden West breaking free and finally held up at the 10-yard line. And how about this opening drive by SMU?
Well, I love the tempo. They are going faster than they've gone all season long. They know what they need to do, and right now they have Tulsa on their heels.
Back to West. And he'll get about 4 yards, setting up 2nd and goal, but from the 5-yard line, and we've got a flag down in the end zone.
Personal foul, defense. Number 2, after distance to the goal line, automatic first down.
Tracy Jones, our referee tonight, and how about it? They're inside of the 5 now. The injuries have really hurt the Mustangs, but so far in this drive, they seem like they're doing pretty well.
I mean, the big one, obviously, Matt Davis. He's your senior quarterback coming back. Blows his ACL out, first game of the year. We talked about Ben Hicks getting thrown in there, but you see the other injuries. Personally, Colbert, Xavier Jones out tonight with his shoulder, and just really been decimated all season long as SMU.
Carry for Kamen Freeman. Freeman, touchdown, Mustangs. What a start for them.
Boy, you said it, Mike. What an impressive start by this SMU offense. Speed, fast, up and down the field. You see Keeman Freeman there, power through. Good job of that offensive line, much maligned offensive line after last week. And boy, what a great start for head coach Chad Morris.
They move so fast, Rainey, they didn't want me to get the stat out about what they've done in the red zone this season. The 4th worst in the nation, and they just put that to bed on that opening drive.
I mean, it looked like a completely different team than what we've seen early on in this year.
Josh Williams makes it 7-0, and that's a 7-play, 70-yard drive in 1 minute and 41 seconds to start here tonight at Tulsa. Capped off by the 3-yard touchdown run by Kamen Freeman, and it's 7-0 Mustangs.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Buick, proud partner of the NCAA, and the classic double cheeseburger for just $2.49, only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
It's a blackout here tonight at Tulsa. for the fans for the Golden Hurricane. But they trail at 7-0 thanks to a 1 minute and 41-second drive to start the game by SMU.
And we talked about it earlier. Chad Morris, former offensive coordinator, called the plays last year, switched it up this year, gave the play calling duties, to offensive coordinator Joe Craddock, and did a tremendous job on that opening series for SMU.
Oh, he certainly did, and you know that Tulsa wants to move fast, so we'll see how they operate on their first offensive possession, down 7-0. Back to return the Josh Williams kick is Rowdy Simon and Raymond Taylor. And they won't have a chance at it. So from the 25, 1st and 10 for Tulsa. And a much different situation for them in the quarterback position. They have the senior, experienced, and mature Dane Evans, who is approaching what could be second in all-time passing history at Tulsa here tonight, maybe.
Yeah, a very experienced quarterback. He's an extension of a coach on the field. He's the son of a coach, and you look at his numbers, 57% completion percentage, pretty good right there, almost 10,000 yards passing, 60 touchdowns. I mean, he's just the type of quarterback you want to run your system. And again, as fast as SMU just went, Tulsa will like to go with that speed as well, and it's run by Dane Evans.
They start with D'Angelo Brewer in the backfield to his right, and it will be Brewer, and he is going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage, maybe ekes out about a half a yard. Chris Biggers in on the stop first for SMU. And let's check the tempo here on how Tulsa operates.
Yeah, neither of these teams will huddle. Evans will look to the sideline. Philip Montgomery calls the plays, and they're ready to go.
Quick swing out pass, sending up the screen, and the catch Justin Hobbs. And it's going to come up just shy of the first down, 3rd and short.
Boy, you saw Horace Richardson there, 9 for SMU, really try to rip the ball out. That's what they've been doing this year. That's why they've been successful with takeaways.
Evans fires, what a catch. Kevin Lucas, he drops the ball. No, incomplete. They'll say incomplete, and it's going to be 4th and 1 from the 34 for Tulsa.
On that time, Dane Evans threw it behind Kevin Lucas. He had to turn his body, almost made an excellent catch. They call it incomplete as he gets hit as he's turned. We'll take a look at it. Boy, I agree with the call on the field. And remember, go ahead, Mike.
Well, we talked about this. When you slow it down, sometimes it's tough to tell if it's a catch or no catch.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have control of the ball and make what they call a move comment to the game, or a football move, as I like to say. And when you slow it down, a lot of times it looks like it is, but in fast time, definitely not. Incomplete. Good call by the officials.
James Prochet with a fair catch for SMU inside of his 15-yard line after a 53-yard kick that time by Dalton Parks. So SMU with a 7-0 advantage early in the first, and couldn't have started out any better for them.
Yeah, you're reading my mind. Chad Morris has to be thrilled. You go down 70 yards, your first possession on offense, and then your defensive unit, we talked about them in the open, much better. You get a 3 and out and get the ball back to your explosive offense.
They were so frustrated from last week's game at Temple. They lost by 25. They said we had players open. We just couldn't get them the ball. And we had talked about Cortland Sutton at the start, James Prochet, who had that fair catch here on the punt. Those are 2 very good receivers for them.
Yeah, the offensive line played very poorly last week. That first drive, much better this week.
And now here's Prochet, and gets tackled across the 15 for a short pickup. And that O-line has just been so decimated. They've got 2 true freshmen that they told us this week that they don't want to burn red shirts, but that's the next possibility for them right now.
And I want you to watch the receivers and backs of SMU. They immediately give the ball to the officials so they can place it and they can run the next play as fast as they can.
Hicks will just throw this one away. Nobody was open. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs.
And the thing about pace, Mike, it's great if you stay ahead of the chains, but boy, when you don't and you're a 3rd and long, it's not good for an offense. So this offense goes when you stay ahead of the chains, and that's being very positive on 1st and 2nd down.
4 receivers set. Let's see if Tulsa brings some pressure here with the Mustangs deep in their own territory. They rush 4. And the pass is dropped, incomplete. Xavier Castile had his hands on it for SMU. Would have been a great catch, but instead it's 4th down.
Yeah, tough throw by Ben Hicks. He had to throw it high enough to clear the linebacker underneath and try to drop it in there. You're going to watch Carlisle go up high points. It just can't hold it. Would have been a tough catch. Would have been a good catch to keep that drive alive. Just can't hold on.
Jamie Sackville will be back to punt for SMU. Kedron Wadley, a chance for a return for Tulsa, and is going to be stopped in midfield and taken down by Kevin Johnson. Tulsa on offense for the second time tonight. When we come back, the Mustangs lead at 7-0. Friday night football tonight from Tulsa, Oklahoma. SMU on top 7-0. A lot of action coming up tomorrow, and we'll tell you about Indiana and Ohio State. The Hoosiers looking to contain Heisman candidate J.T. Barrett. Indiana's off to a 3-1 start. You think we'll see scoring here tonight, Rainey? How about Ohio State? They're averaging 57 points a game, third in the country.
Big challenge for Indiana. Of course, they have a new defensive coordinator, Tom Allen. Very good. We'll see if his defensive unit is up to the challenge. Try to slow down those Buckeyes.
School record for points in the first 4 games of the season for number 2, Ohio State. Tulsa from their 49 on their second offensive series after going 3 and out. Quick fake to Brewer, and look at how fast Evans gets that pass out to Kevin Lucas for an 8-yard reception.
Yeah, he can spin it. I like how he scans the field. He sees Lucas. That was really the play earlier that was incomplete. That time, Evans on target.
That is so fast. Here's Brewer now, and he gets the first down run for Tulsa. And this is what you're saying. Now they'll get the tempo moving.
Both these offenses very similar. If they get into a rhythm and they get going, that's when they're successful.
A little bit of movement there. And here are the flags. And unlike the SMU offensive line that's just been beaten down with injuries, this is a group that has been, you know, pretty much injury-free here so far this season, really. They've done a nice job. Willie Wright there that time, the right tackle.
Yeah, a former defensive tackle a year ago who's made the flip to offense is Willie Wright, 58, and done a great job.
Wright last year had to fill in for Blake Belcher, their star offensive lineman who got hurt with an ACL in game 1, and he played much of that season at right tackle. As Evans going deep now. He's got Lucas. Incomplete. Out of bounds. Did not get the foot in. Was able to haul in the pass, but it's incomplete.
Exceptional job by Horace Richardson, number 9 of SMU. Watch him push Lucas to make sure he comes out of bounds. Totally legal. Watch him push him here. Great job. If Richardson doesn't do that, Lucas comes in bounds. That is a great job by Horace Richardson. I mean, in the old days in the NFL, you couldn't do that. Remember that? People remember that. College, totally legal. You can do it in the NFL now as well. Push him right out.
Evans guns it again, and it's a drop pass at the 35 by Nigel Carter. Third down, Tulsa.
And we talk about staying ahead of the chains. You have a deep shot, you don't complete it, you go quick again, and now all of a sudden you're 3rd and 15. That's how you're behind the chains.
And they'll empty the backfield and go 5 wide on 3rd and 15. Evans over the middle, has a man. It's low for Carter, and they're going to have to punt this one away. And a little bit off the mark that time. Had a man, though. Carter had a seam in that secondary.
Yeah, I think the depth of the linebacker there forced Dane Evans to try to throw a fastball down and away. And the receiver, Carter, just couldn't go down and get it. But Evans does an excellent job scanning the field left to right. Really, Carter was his 3rd option there. Just couldn't complete it.
James Prochet back at his 10-yard line to receive the kick from Parks. Another fair catch, and SMU will start deep again when we come back. 7-0 Mustangs here on the road in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Scream every game live this college football season on the ESPN app and on Watch ESPN. Download the app or visit watchespn.com today. Welcome back to Tulsa, Oklahoma tonight for Friday Night College Football on ESPN. Mike Corey and Rainey Ingolia with you. Ben Hicks, the quarterback for SMU, 3 of 6 early. And the mantra from head coach Chad Morris this week, Rainey, was build Ben's confidence in this game today.
We have to do that for all quarterbacks, let alone a redshirt freshman. And he wanted that offensive line to keep him clean in the pocket, and they've done it thus far.
Braden West, close to the 10-yard line. That opening drive for SMU, 1 minute and 41 seconds down the field. They went 70 yards in 7 plays and got things started tonight as they lead it 7-zip. And again, West. It'll be about 3 yards shy of a first down coming up here on 3rd and short. And a good mixture of run and pass, and you see Tulsa with some substitutions here, and they better do it quick because SMU is going to get ready here to snap the ball. Hicks talking to the offensive line. Shifts West. West is not going to get close. Tulsa in the backfield making a stop. Matt Linscott, Craig Suits, and the Golden Hurricane come up with a big 3rd down stop. Linscott makes the tackle, but watch 98 Jeremy Smith, the big defensive end. He sheds his block, comes inside, slows up the back, lets Linscott get there for the tackle. Excellent job of that defensive front of Tulsa. Able to maintain good field position here if they get this back on the punt at his own 45-yard line. Awaiting this one is Wadley. And he's going to have to let it go. Now let's see if Tulsa's offense can get working with 9:11 to play first quarter. You know, last time out against Fresno State, that offense kind of stalled, Mike, until they got D'Angelo Brewer going. He ripped off a couple runs. Once he did that, the passing game opened up. So I would expect Philip Montgomery to try to get Brewer going a little bit in this first quarter. You talked about him earlier. 46 carries for Brewer. That ties the Tulsa record. That's been the most by any running back in FBS college football. It's hard to do that. I've carried the ball 40 times before. It beats you up. And Brewer is stopped for no gain. The line of scrimmage, the 42-yard line on this 3rd offensive set for the Golden Hurricane. Coach Montgomery in this offense, they've been putting up close to 39 points a game. So it was interesting that they were down 31-0 last week, but they scored those 21 points, Rainey, in about 4 minutes. That's how fast they can move to close the gap. Catch over the middle. This is a fumble. It's ruled a catch and a fumble. Let's see if SMU's on top of it. And it was Hobbs who had it. I think even Lucas got it, Mike. We'll get the call, I believe. Watch number 2, Kevin Lucas, as the ball's fumbled by Josh Atkinson. Right. Well, watch 2, Kevin Lucas with the hustle. You're going to see him come in here. Actually, it was 29, excuse me, Justin Hobbs. So Hobbs did get it back as Brewer now carries for 3 inside the 40-yard line. It was a catch and a fumble by Atkinson, and the other wideout, Justin Hobbs, able to corral it. And I tell you who else it's tough for, the replay booth. Frank Kosman tonight is in there, and these teams both go so fast. They got to try to get the quickest look they can. Otherwise, they're just going to be stopping the game a lot to get the looks. And now Willie Wright is injured, the right tackle. Let's go back to the catch while they attend to Wright. Yeah, it's Josh Atkinson, the 5th-year senior, makes the catch. Remember what I said before, Mike? Control in a move common to the game, or a football move. It looked like he had it. It looked like he took 2 steps, and then it got punched out, because we talked about the great job this SMU defense is doing. It's stripping and knocking out. It was Jordan Wyatt, 15, who knocked it out, but that's a bang-bang play right there. So I think that's the right call. Big break for Tulsa. I agree with you. Catch and a fumble, but Tulsa was able to get it back. Let's hope Wright's okay. We'll be back in a moment. Tulsa medical staff attending to Willie Wright, the right tackle, sophomore out of Houston, Texas, got rolled up on during the last play, and it's going to be Zach Yules, the junior from Norman, Oklahoma, that takes his place.
A lot more depth on that Tulsa offensive line than across the field for SMU. So Zach Yules, an experienced guy that'll now jump in there for Willie Wright.
Yules, the backup center, has played mostly on special teams. 23rd career game, though, for him, so has a little bit of experience. And now the Golden Hurricane faced with a 2nd and 7 from the 39. SMU looks like they're about to bring it, and now you see Evans checking back and maybe checking out of the play.
Yeah, and you know, and Tulsa has the signs that a lot of teams put up the billboards and let the quarterback check it out.
Evans guns it. Atkinson on the catch this time, and he hangs on to it as you see SMU trying to rip it out. And that's what defensive coordinator Van Malone told us this past week, Rennie, for SMU. Says all the time we're telling our guys, rip that ball out.
And it's working. That's why they're second in the nation in takeaways.
First hand reception now, Brewer. Excellent job to stay on his feet, and Brewer picks up good yardage. Darian Malines on the tackle. That's a gain of 7.
And that's what Brewer will do. 6- and 7-yard gashes at a time. He's very good at it.
Going to be shy of the first down here. Jarvis Pruitt makes the stop, and it's 3rd and 1.
You know, the 252 yards Brewer had last time out, Mike, he didn't have any 60, 70, 80 yards run. They were all 6, 7, 15, 16. That's what he does to you.
And this time he gets the first down. So powerful. Junior out of Tulsa is 5th in the country, averaging over 133 yards a game.
We talked about his size, 5'9", 185, but Coach Montgomery said he put on really 20 pounds of muscle. Solid, good running back.
And he's got it again. A steady dose of Brewer inside the 10. And that's what's helped him become that triple threat back as well, Rainey. Not only be able to run, but pick up that blitzing linebacker.
Pass pro, yeah, that's the big thing. That 20 pounds has really helped him. And obviously with 46 carries his last game, we know D'Angelo Brewer can carry the load.
Here's Brewer on a 2nd and short. And let's see, it's going to be close. Let's see what they spot it. Tulsa inside the red zone this season, excellent, 88%. 15 of 17 with 8 touchdowns.
And he got the first down, Mike, just enough. So good job by Brewer. Good job of that offensive line to get that push up front. 1st and goal.
Best looking drive of the night so far for Tulsa. And now you want to get it right here down in this end. It's a pass, Evans to the back corner of the end zone. Lucas, and couldn't quite grab it. Rodney Clemens was defending.
Yeah, good coverage by that SMU secondary. A little crisscross route with Lucas and Atkinson there, and just couldn't hook up.
Second down and goal. It is Brewer, and they're right there for him, and a stop in the backfield. And the big guy, Mason Gentry, on the tackle.
Yeah, and Mason Gentry just in there battling, fighting off blocks, getting down the line of scrimmage, and that's what you have to do, shed the block, react to it, and get to the ball carrier. Nice job, big man.
This is the 12th play of the drive on 3rd down and goal for Tulsa.
But you said it earlier, Mike, you want to finish these drives off with touchdowns. You don't want to settle for attempts at field goals.
Evans timing around and sails it over the head of Nigel Carter, with Darian Malines with him step for step.
And I mean, as good as that SMU defense has been and improved this year, really the back end, the corners and the safeties have been the best. I mean, look at both corners. Richardson's got 4 interceptions. Wyatt has 4 interceptions, and those safeties playing excellent in the middle of the field.
They will attempt a 24-yard field goal now with Redford Jones, who on a season is 7 for 9. And the first points of the night for Tulsa as they trail it 7-3. Now it's celebrating its 12th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets. Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kicked. Since 2005, Allstate has donated millions in scholarship funds. 13-play, 51-yard drive in 3 minutes and 50 seconds, and Tulsa's on the board.
Yeah, get the 3 points for Tulsa, but really, Mike, if you're SMU, that feels like a win for you. Tulsa had first and goal down there, and you bend, but you don't break. You hold them to the field goal, so you got to be pretty happy if you're head coach Chad Morris.
Well, we talked about their defense, and you and I were kind of joking earlier today before we came on the air and said, well, it's really only got one direction to go, because last year they were giving up almost 46 points a game. Yeah,
46 points a game, and just really hemorrhaging on defense. So the fact that they've stepped up, and the biggest thing, we've seen it early on today, they're stripping at the ball, they're punching at it, and the reason they're doing that, Mike, is it's another year in the system. They're more comfortable. When players are comfortable and they know what they're doing and they're understanding, they're free to get after it, punch at the ball, and you're seeing that from that SMU defense, especially the secondary.
Prochet has a chance to run it out for SMU. James Prochet with a hole. And he gets across the 35-yard line, but a flag is down back at the 22. There is a flag down. Let's get the call here. Well, this is what they did on their opening drive, and it's going to come back after a hold. It was West early.
Yeah, I like the mix and match between run and pass. Braden West, that time the good passing there to Cortland Sutton, and finished off by Kamen Freeman, the big running back, the big freshman running back for the touchdown. It was an excellent drive, 70 yards, a good mix of run and pass, and that's what you have to do. And the most impressive thing about that drive, Mike, was the pace and speed in which they went down the field.
Yeah, they came right out and hit Tulsa big and early to go up 7-0. Field goal from the Golden Hurricane, and now let's see what happens here. The ball is placed at the 13-yard line after the hold on the return. Hicks for Freeman, and they're ready for him this time. Yeah, I think Tulsa maybe just a little shocked early from the way that SMU came out. Now they're kind of settling in defensively.
Yeah, and that time Matt Linscott, the outside linebacker, they call it a star, comes up and he's free. If you don't put a hat on him, he's just a free rein at the running back, and he makes the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Tight end Jeremiah Gaines in motion. Hicks. Sutton has it. What a catch. And the moves after the catch, a few extra yards to the 38-yard line for the sophomore that has been outstanding.
I mean, that's just a smash route. Sutton runs a corner, you got a receiver underneath, and just like that, easy pass and catch 25 yards on the completion.
Cortland Sutton, who played on the basketball team in January for Larry Brown. He played both in high school. Such a talented athlete. And then to go back to the ground and taking a shot is Braden West. But still able to get 7 yards.
Yeah, and watch Sutton, just the corner. You hear me say smash. What that means is you got a receiver underneath, and you see it there. Sutton goes on top with a corner. Good room for the quarterback to throw the ball. Ben Hicks puts it in there. That's a nice completion.
And again, West going to the outside and is able to make the first man miss and have an SMU first down. Now here's the thing with SMU, Reedy, when we talked to their staff about this, Chad Morris said West, who's been battling some injuries, if this team was healthy, he probably wouldn't even be
sitting out
today.
Yeah, and he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty quick, pretty dynamic.
They try to give him a little bit of a breather as Kamen Freeman is checked back in for the Mustangs. Freeman, and the fake to him, and wide open is Alex Honey. Honey outruns the D, touchdown. "45-yard strike," and they caught Tulsa napping on that one.
What a play call by offensive coordinator Joe Craddock. That's one of these RPOs, Mike, run pass option. You saw Ben Hicks stick it in. He comes down, looks like he's going to run the ball. The corner bites. easy pass to his receiver Alex Honey, who shows you his speed down that left sideline. And boy, what a start to this ball game for the SMU Mustangs.
That is the redshirt freshman Alex Honey's first catch of his career, and it goes for a 45-yard touchdown.
Yeah, not bad.
And the Mustangs do it again. 5 plays, 87 yards this time in under 2 minutes, Reedy.
Yeah, and like I said, Ben Hicks gonna feed it in there to Cayman Freeman. Pull it. He looks like he's gonna run. You saw everybody draw up, and then it's a nice pass to Honey, and he has the speed to get it down the sideline. That's what these RPOs are built to do. Looks like the quarterback's gonna keep it on a zone read that we see so often. Defense bites. Honey slides down that sideline. It's an easy pass and catch. Whitfield, number 5 for Tulsa, just bit on it, thought the quarterback Hicks was going to run, and just like that, it's exactly how you draw it up if you're SMU.
And exactly what Coach Chad Morris and this team needed. Really getting going on the offensive side of things. We talked about how great their defense has been, keeping them in ball games, but you got to play from ahead. And they're doing it tonight, 14-3.
Well, and he talked about not really catching any breaks this year, and you know, and guys needed to step. But listen, let's give this offensive line credit thus far for SMU. They didn't play well at all against Temple. They knew that. They were challenged, and so far in this first corner, they're winning the line of scrimmage, giving Ben Hicks time to throw the ball.
That's right. Coach Morris told us. He said, we played 17 games here and have yet to feel like we've caught a break. Maybe here in game 18 is when it changes. On the return, it's Raymond Taylor. Tulsa's Taylor gets close to the 40-yard line. Not bad. And it was the kicker, Josh Williams, that had to make the tackle that time for SMU.
But now, of course, if you're Tulsa, Mike, you're down 14-3 early. At this point last time they played, it was about 28-0.
Right.
So they're no stranger to being down early based on that Fresno State game.
23rd meeting all time in this series versus Tulsa, and as SMU leads it 13-9. Tulsa's won 3 of the last 4. Last year, SMU's got to feel like that was a game they had. They were leading, they fumbled, they threw a pick 6, and they ended up losing 40-31 back at the end of October. So now here tonight, really putting the hurt on early, 14-3, as they change up the backfield as James Flanders carries for the first time tonight. And look at it, can it go for a touchdown? Flanders, yes!
And what a run by James Flanders. First carry of the ball game. Like he's their downhill runner. Bigger back, 5'10", 203 yards. First carry, 61 yards later. See ya, I'll be in the end zone. Touchdown, Tulsa.
What a game already with these two offensive-minded teams. Flanders, the senior out of Midwest City, Oklahoma, more of a downhill runner. I'd say so,
yeah.
Right?
He's the power runner, but you notice Tulsa likes running to the right side of that line. That's really what it was, an old school off tackle. Flanders hits it, no juking and jiving, and he bursts through. We'll take a look at it, get a great look here, the right side of that Tulsa offensive line. It's an inside handoff, really just kind of right through the 4-hole, and he just hits it. He looks like he's going to get caught, but the big man has the jets to outrun that SMU defense. So take a look at it in real time. He's off to the races.
Fourth touchdown of the season for James Flanders, who spent the summer interning with the U.S. Marshal's Office, wants to go into law enforcement, and he really was the enforcer on that play. What a job. 61 yards. If you're SMU, I think they found out very early in this game, Rennie, that there's not a lot of time to celebrate.
Listen, again, last timeout when they played Fresno State 13 days ago, it was the running game that got them going. I know with the spread and the quickness of these offense, everyone thinks pass, pass, pass. I don't care what offense you run, Mike. If it's double tights, I formation, or a spread, you need to run the ball. If you establish the run, that opens everything else up, and Tulsa did it against Fresno State, and they're starting to do it now, and that's a one-play, 61-yard drive, and you're pretty happy if you're Philip Montgomery.
James Prochet with a return for SMU, and he has a hole, still at his feet. Last time they had a flag down, this time no flags. That'll be 1st and 10 across the 30-yard line. 30-yard return for Prochet. So far, so good, though, for Ben Hicks, redshirt freshman quarterback. Their quarterback of the future, really. We talked about Matt Davis being injured and out for the year. Darryl Colbert, their backup, has a broken hand. He's out. Ben Hicks, now the third string, if you will. And there was a competition between him and Colbert in the camp.
And Hicks was thrust into this position. And again, though, you can see the confidence building with him each and every possession, each and every rep.
Freeman on a spin makes the first man miss and is able to get about 5.5 yards on first down.
Yeah, Kamen Freeman, I like this freshman. He's a big back, 212 pounds, but watch the mobility as he spins away to pick up 5 yards on first down.
Right back to it. And it's exactly what they want and what they've done on their 2 scoring drives today, which have gone for 70 and 87 yards already in this first quarter.
And, you know, you're good here. You know, 3rd and 2, obviously a manageable down and distance. Opens up the playbook. You can do a bunch of things if you're Joe Craddock.
On 3rd and 2, Hicks guns it, caught. Xavier Castile for the first down. Well timed and a strong throw by Hicks.
Nice route by Castile, gets past the first down markers, hooks it up, and Hicks puts it right on him.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Sutton now. And he's pushed out of bounds in midfield. The leader in yards and touchdowns for this group, Cortland Sutton, and there's been some outstanding wide receivers that have come through this SMU program. As this goes out to Freeman. Freeman with the first, and is tripped up at the 40. Another first down play for the Mustangs.
And I love how they're spreading the ball around, going sideline to sideline, getting it in the hands of their skill people quick, put them in space, and let them pick up yardage.
Kamen Freeman really is actually the backup quarterback right now. Yeah, so they got to keep him kind of fresh.
Yeah.
You know, if anything happens, and he's just a true freshman out of Texarkana, Texas. And so West comes back in for him. Prochet in motion. They flip it to him. James Prochet, solid play for the first and more.
That's the quarterback's favorite play, folks, because you notice he didn't hand it to him. He gave him a little flip, and just by doing that little flip of about a foot, that goes down in statistics as a pass, 14-yard pass play.
Hicks will take it, right?
Yes, sir.
And West runs into a wall of Tulsa defenders on first down. Now, we've seen a little bit of everything here tonight. How exciting has this first quarter been? And it's 14-10 SMU.
You expect this out of 2 high-tempo offenses that really SMU hasn't played up to their potential, and we've chronicled the issues they've had thus far. But I tell you what, they look phenomenal offensively in this first quarter.
Second down. On the catch, it's Gaines. That's the tight end. 4 yards shy of a first down. And we've got 12 seconds left in this first quarter.
And I like how the young quarterback didn't really try to stretch to pick up the first down. Picked up what he could to make this third down much more manageable when we start the second quarter.
And that's the end of one. A lot of action here tonight with Tulsa and SMU. It got started just 1 minute and 41 seconds in. The Mustangs got on the board. They were up 14-3. It's now 14-10. And we've got a good one here for you from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Second quarter when we return. From Tulsa, Oklahoma tonight, welcome back. Mike Corey and former UMass All-American and NFL running back Rini Ngolia. We had 348 yards in that first quarter, Rini, combined by both teams.
Well, we talked about the improved defenses in the open, but if you like offense, boy, you were happy with that first quarter.
And Ben Hicks has been outstanding with 138 yards passing, including the touchdown. He's completed 7 straight.
And the key is he's been clean in the pocket. The offensive line's done a nice job. A lot of quick passes, but boy, looks good, building confidence each and every rep, as I said, and just a good job in that first quarter by SMU, especially up front.
He's been helped out by the ground game and Braden West, who has 66 yards rushing from that first quarter on 9 carries, and he starts in the backfield as we start the second quarter with a big 3rd down and 4 for the Mustangs. Pressure, Hicks gets rid of it, and it's incomplete and almost intercepted. Keanu Hill had his hand on it for Tulsa.
Well, and that time Tulsa brought pressure. Matt Linscott got in the face of Ben Hicks. He forced him to throw it early, tried to time it to his receiver, couldn't do it, let it go, and almost intercepted by Keanu Hill.
Josh Williams will set up for the field goal. This will be a 39-yard attempt. It would be his long of the season, as long as a 29-yarder this year. So a 39-yard attempt to try to make it 17-10. High snap. They get it down. There's plenty of distance, and it's true. What a play there to get that one through for Josh Williams, and the hold by Sean Toohey after the snap from Garrett Stotts. And it's a 7-point lead for the Mustangs early in the second. (17-10), SMU on top, 9 seconds into this second quarter. Certainly thoughts and prayers and well wishes for everybody in the South and Florida, Georgia with Hurricane Matthew coming through. Rini,
yeah.
You're from Orlando. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, family safe and sound. The house took a little bit. Fence needs to be replaced. Pool screen really took off the foundation. But listen, as long as everyone's safe, you can replace material things.
Well, no doubt about it. Let's hope everybody's going to be okay. And there's been a lot of changes, obviously cancellations, movement of games. We'll tell you about that and what's coming up this weekend after the kick by Josh Williams after his 39-yard field goal, longest of the season, and a 7-point Mustangs advantage. And no chance at a return. So let's take a look now at the upcoming schedule this weekend with our weekend menu brought to you by Panera Bread. And now Miami still playing that ball game versus Florida State. 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. How about Alabama, Arkansas? A lot of great action tomorrow.
We do got a lot of good ones, but I'm really curious that Florida State, Miami, as you said, they're playing at the Storm, cleared out in plenty of time. And Florida State's kind of on their heels, Mike, and Mark Richt at Miami really has that program going in the right direction.
And here's some games that also got affected by the weather as well, even one tonight. And our guys, our boys, UMass in action.
Yeah, well, speaking of the ESPN app, I was just checking it, and my UMass guys aren't doing so well, but you see the Georgia-South Carolina being played on Sunday.
Pass incomplete for Josh Atkinson on first down for Tulsa as they start from the 25 on this set.
And again, they just need to get in a rhythm, and I just think they do best when they get that running game going.
And they go to it, Rini. You're right. It's D'Angelo Brewer, and he gets up to the 30. And a 5-yard pickup, bringing up 3rd and 5. So we've seen mostly Brewer tonight. Flanders had that 61-yard touchdown run. And now what do they do here on 3rd and 5? And they're taking their time. SMU rushing just the 4, and the pass is incomplete. And they've went Nigel Carter's way a couple of times tonight, and he's just been unsuccessful, and that pass wasn't all that great. It's punt time now.
Well, and Jordan Williams, the redshirt freshman linebacker, 17, he just reads it. He reads it, reacts, he undercuts it, and he almost picks this thing off. I mean, good job by the young linebacker, but obviously two receivers in the same spot, Mike. That's a mix-up, and that's just a problem. You can't have that.
It is. I'm with you. As soon as I saw that pass thrown, I said this could be intercepted. And instead it's 4th and 5. As James Prochet awaits the kick, a high kick. And he'll take it at the 34-yard line, and we'll take a break. Less than a minute into the second quarter. It is still SMU leading by 7, 17-10.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by USAA, insurance, banking, and investments tailored for the military community. And Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
2 more days of the State Fair in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You like those kind of rides or what?
Forget the rides. I like the food, kind of like that chicken fried steak I had for breakfast this morning.
You went to town on that thing. That was huge. And here could be a huge play for Sutton. And he couldn't grab it, but a flag is thrown. Now we'll see if they call interference on McKinley Whitfield, who was defending on the play.
They were both hand jockeying. I almost thought Cortland Sutton, the receiver, was holding McKinley Whitfield down. And you're going to see the side judge and the back judge are getting together talking about it. So it'll be interesting what they say here. But both of them had hands. I thought Cortland Sutton, the receiver, really was stiff-arming the defensive back.
There's no foul on the play. Incomplete pass, second down.
And they picked it up. That's the right call. Watch it, guys. They're both hand jockeying. Whitfield 5, Cortland Sutton 16. Pick the flag up. I agree with this. They're both got hands on each other. And I'm telling you, if anything, it was more on Cortland Sutton than Whitfield.
And Cortland Sutton just kind of hobbled off the field a little bit, Rennie, on the far side. And let's see if he's going to be all right. He's out right now. So Sutton out of this play on first down, make it 2nd and 10. After the pass incomplete, and Hicks is dropped for a 1-yard loss. So after getting tied up there with Whitfield, he's now getting attention on the sideline.
Well, yeah, you hope he's okay, and you see him talking. I think he's going to be fine. Just, tangled up with Whitfield on that, on the stretch route there.
SMU has been averaging just under 8 yards a play so far here tonight. It's 3rd and 11. Hicks over the middle for Prochet. A lot of room to go, though, for the first down. And he's not going to get anything. Tulsa read that one perfectly. Well,
I talked about that Tulsa defense being attacking downhill, and that's a perfect example. They'll give the underneath route on a 3rd and long and just stretch it out, make the receiver go sideline to sideline and just beat him to the point. That's what they did there with their linebackers, and they stop them well short, not even close of the first down, 4th and 9.
Big stop for Tulsa as they will get this back on the punt as Wadley awaits the kick from Jamie Sackville. The Australian rules football player, played in Australia from Melbourne. As Wadley from the 23 stayed on his feet and finally corralled just across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 8 on the return as a flag comes flying in at the end.
Boy, it looked like 15. Travis Gibson from Tulsa. Looks like he pushed a guy late, Mike. So I think it might be 15. Personal foul, Travis Gibson from Tulsa. That's what I saw up here from the booth.
I would back him up to the 15 if that's the call.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, receiving team, number 15. After distance to the goal, first down, timeout.
There you go.
And you just can't do it, especially on a return like this. You're kind of on an island. You're going to see him come in, and it's clearly a cheap shot, and it's a good call by the officiating crew, and you just can't do it. Guys are standing up, and you just can't do it right there. That's a cheap shot by Travis Gibson.
And it's a good call. They're all over it. So now from just outside the 15-yard line, it is Tulsa football down by 7. Evans has Brewer to his right. And it's a give to Brewer. And pretty good defense up front there by SMU that time. And you've talked about the defense improving overall, Reedy, and not only just on the points, but what they've done in the takeaway department and then gaining experience. I mean, you can't have every part of your group that young, even though they've had some injuries. Here's a nice catch by Kevin Lucas, and it's good for the first down for Tulsa. And an injured player down for SMU. And that was Hunter Thedford, 88, who's at the 20-yard line. They come out to attend to him.
And whatever happened, he got knocked right out of his shoe.
So no injury.
Well, and you hear the boo bugs because the Tulsa fans think he's doing it to slow down the offense because they want to go fast-paced too.
And so you bring out the training staff for that, and you lost your shoe.
Yeah.
Get off the field, right?
Exactly.
It's a blackout here tonight at Tulsa. Everybody wearing black. Bookstore was selling T-shirts, trying to get this crowd pumped up for a chance for the Golden Hurricane to go to 3-0 at home and be their third straight win, and they could go to 4-1 if they get this one tonight. Evans finds Atkinson. He tries to stretch for the first, and they're going to mark him just shy.
They're going to mark him a yard short. Atkinson tried to reach for it, but he doesn't get the call.
And they don't even have the chain set, and that's how fast the Tulsa moves. The run gets him the first down across the 40.
And good turnout by the student body. You might not think there's a lot, but of course this school only has 3,400 students or somewhere in there and abouts, and so good turnout by the student body tonight.
3473 to be exact. Really the smallest enrollment in all of FBS. Here's a pass for Lucas. First down, Kevin Lucas. So pumped to have him back in the lineup. A guy that tore his patella tendon last year versus Houston in a game in early October and had to miss the rest of the season.
Yeah, deep dig route right there by Lucas and a good ball by Evans to put it on him quick.
15-yard reception and a first down in SMU territory. They go back to Brewer, and he gets inside the 40. That's a gain of 3. Play fake. And again, same thing on the outside route for Atkinson. And another first, got it in front of Jordan Wyatt.
The thing I want you to notice with the receivers for Tulsa tonight, they all come back to the ball, and they all use their hands very well. They don't let the ball get into their chest. Excellent job by this receiving corps.
And Brewer gets about 4. And that's the thing. It's almost like playing basketball. You got to box that guy out. You turn around, and Atkinson was so big. It's 6'2", 208.
Big body. That's what you want to do. But I just love the way they come back on their routes, use their hands, make the sure catches, and then turn it up after the catch.
Evans guns it a little behind Lucas. Would have been tough to haul that one in. And heavy traffic over there as well. Second, make it third down.
Yeah, I mean, you're on the money right there, Mike. Dane Evans has to put that in front of Lucas. Zeroed on Lucas. That's where he was going, which was fine because they had one-on-one coverage. He let the backer clear. He just threw it behind him.
3rd and 6 here, where Tulsa tonight is 1 for 5 so far on third downs. Evans directing traffic. Has a man. It's Carter. And now they'll say incomplete. Hit the turf. No catch. Nigel Carter still looking for his first grab tonight.
Yeah, and that was just scramble rules right there as Carter comes back across the middle, extends, and clearly dropped the ball. I mean, you'll get some boo bugs, but clearly bounces. It's not even close. It's an easy one. I mean, replay doesn't even need to look at it. I mean, it's clearly dropped.
As soon as they see the replay of the scoreboard here in the stadium, the fans will say, okay, I got you. 4th and 6. And a long field goal attempt, 43-yarder.
But they got out late, Mike. The play clock's at 5. They're going to have to burn a timeout here.
You are correct, and Coach Montgomery sees it. I believe he did call for the timeout.
Well, the back judge called delay a game, but I think he got the timeout first. But see, that's, boy, he wants to challenge it. And I guess if you're going to burn a timeout anyway, okay. But that's where his booth needs to call down to him and say, Coach, clearly a drop. I mean, there's not even a question.
Yeah, and you're going to lose the challenge, so that's more important because I know what he's trying to do.
The timeout was going to get burned anyway.
I'm going to call a timeout anyway, so let's just say I'm going to challenge it. I know I won't get it, so I use up a timeout, but why? I mean, you're going to lose your challenge.
The challenge in college football, to me, it's a little misleading because, remember, in college football, every single play is looked at by the review booth. Right. Now, in a game like this, when they're going up and down fast, it's tough for replay tonight. But this one clearly is like a dribble of a basketball. I mean, you want to call a double dribble, okay. It's not a catch. The ball hit the turf clearly, so this is an easy one for replay.
And that'll set up for the 43-yard attempt.
After review, the ruling on the field of the incomplete pass was
Redford Jones, who made a 24-yarder earlier. .43-yarder to cut it back down to a 4-point game. They announced clearly the ball was dropped.
Yeah.
Timeout's taken for Tulsa. And the kick is good. So it's 17-13 now, and they make good on this drive. That got stalled with a 43-yarder by Jones. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Midway through the second, back to Tulsa after this. Halloween 24 days away. This guy getting an early jump, right, Reedy?
He's ready.
He's ready.
He's got the face paint, the, what's that, Spartan helmet?
Yeah, it's interesting. You never figure out what to be at Halloween. You know, it's so tough.
I try to just sit on my couch and not answer the door, but my wife makes me get up. So
not as many trick-or-treaters these days.
Kids are old enough to go by themselves now, so I'm at that ripe old age. So
fun game here tonight so far, 17-13. SMU hanging on to the advantage still as Redford Jones is at 2 field goals tonight. We'll kick off to James Prochet and Braden West. And it's going to be West as the ball takes him into his own end zone. It's hit at the 11, and he's going to go down there. Travis Gibson on the hit, and then Rowdy Simon finished him off at the end.
Yeah, Gibson trying to make amends for that 15-yarder that he caught earlier as he gets down there to...
Let's get the call here first on the flag.
Looks like it's going to be offsides on Tulsa, so if you're SMU... you make him kick it over.
Offside, kicking team, number 59, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Exactly right. And that's what Tracy Jones called.
You know, as an old special teamer, you always want to make him re-kick, Mike, because they just sprinted down, 65 yards, and now they got to do it again 5 yards deeper.
I always wonder on these kickoffs, right? It's almost like a lane violation to me in basketball, where it seems like it happens every time. Are they always behind the line? I mean, you could always probably
for
call
offsides
right?
on the kickoff, the entire body has to be across the line. So a lot of times you're past the line, but you still have something behind, and you're okay. So they usually only call it when it's just totally obvious and they're totally past the line that the kicker's kicking the ball from, which is the 35, now will be the 30. But I tell you what, they'll be a step slower now because they're going to make sure they're not offside.
Correct.
That's another reason why you always make them re-kick it.
Well, yeah, they would have had it at the 11-yard line, so Tulsa now from the 30-yard line with a kick, and again, still Prochet and West back for the return. 9:42 still to play, second quarter. A lot of offense here, but there's still a lot of time left to go in this first half.
Sure is.
SMU has had 2 long, sustained drives in this game that have resulted for touchdowns. A 70-yard drive and an 87-yard drive. They've amassed 213 yards of offense so far to Tulsa's 199. And they go with a short kickoff here. And SMU's Eric Sutton this time on the return gets to the 33-yard line. Another flag is down.
Well,
check it.
Looks like they're offsides again, Mike.
Offside defense, offside kicking team, number 59. The 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the dead ball spot, first down.
Well, you just said it. You know, you had to be extra aware of it, and they weren't. They called another one on them.
Yeah, and it ended up being a 22-yard penalty based on where they get it. As you take a look, and it's the bottom of the screen. Clearly past the line. You see how I told you the entire body was across. So you just can't do that. So it ended up being, I think, 22 on the field position difference, and then another 5. So it's, in essence, that's a 27-yard penalty on C.J. Gooden there.
And it's excellent field position for SMU from their own 38. And they fake that flip to Prochet that time, and it's a give to Freeman, but he's stopped dead in his tracks. Maybe a half yard. Freeman was a quarterback in high school. We mentioned earlier he's actually their second string quarterback right now if anything happens to Ben Hicks. Back to Freeman. He's going to be about 4 yards shy of a first down. Trent Martin on the tackle for Tulsa. What do you think here on third down? Now, they've mixed it up well tonight.
Well, I like the RPO, the run-pass option that they give Ben Hicks. He is athletic enough to run the ball, but I like little passes underneath, get him on the perimeter and give him that run-pass option.
Over the middle, it's caught. And a first down catch by Myron Galliard that time. And the reception just his 4th of the season. Redshirt freshman wide receiver.
Well, and Galliard just sits in the middle of the zone. Ben Hicks reads the defense. The linebackers fly out of there, sits at the sticks. Nice pass and catch.
And a 10-yard reception and moving quickly from the Tulsa 46. Play action. And sailed over the head that time of Galliard again.
Yeah, and I really think Ben Hicks was just throwing that one away, felt the pressure, didn't want to take a sack there and just threw it away.
A little frustrating for SMU into this season. They knew they had some young players that were very young last year. And then because of the injuries, it's almost like the same exact thing again in year 2 for Chad Morris and his staff.
And remember, senior quarterback Matt Davis, Mike, that's nearly 3,000 yards of offense and 26 touchdowns last year that you lose.
Ben Hicks, good protection in the pocket. He's able to get it out to Sutton, who is back in the game. Was getting worked on a little bit earlier, and now has a first down reception. Second, that time it was Honey again, excuse me, not Sutton, Honey.
Good route, comes back, good throw.
Braden West on this carry.
Well, and here's the thing. Cortland 16, Honey 15, but Honey's 6'4", 200 pounds. He's got a big frame on him as well. Not quite as solid as Cortland, but very similar receivers on the outside that can cause mismatch problems.
Yeah, looked like him. Now Sutton is out of the game right now, so he has yet to return. And let's see, now they just changed it right up, and then Sutton is back in. He just came in for Honey in the far sideline.
And you see the center judge jump over the ball because you have to let Tulsa sub as well because Sutton came into the game.
Another changing up the package now, and I think this is going to be a timeout. SMU as the play clock going down.
Well, I mean, SMU caused that. They had the late substitution. You saw Sutton come in. He has to get inside the numbers, which he does, but now the center judge will come in, step over the ball. So a nice job by Anthony Calabrese gets in there, and now Tulsa, they don't have to rush to sub. They're running in, and the whole time the play clock's running out. So really, that's SMU's fault.
17-13, SMU on top, and Ben Hicks, the redshirt freshman quarterback, looking pretty good here tonight.
We talked about he just needs to have his confidence built. That time gets it to the big receiver, Cortland Sutton. Another pass out to Sutton, who's obviously his #1 target. That was that run pass option that I love there to Honey for the touchdown, and really doing a nice job managing the game, scanning the field, and give that offensive line credit, keeping him upright, giving him the opportunity to be successful in the pass game.
13 of 19 passing for 161 yards and the touchdown, in because of the injured Matt Davis, the senior out of Houston.
And he's protected the ball. Hicks has 9 interceptions on the air, doing a nice job in this first half.
Matt Davis going out in week 1 this season. Now the flip to James Prochet, and he is stopped right at the line. No gain, and an injured player down for SMU. Braylon Hyder, the right guard, and is slow to get up.
Boy, terrific play there by 13, Jordan Mitchell, the free safety at Tulsa, coming up in run support to make that play.
And this is exactly what SMU cannot afford anymore. Another injury on the offensive line.
I mean, just no depth whatsoever.
Their starting left tackle, Chad Persley, was a sophomore they were hoping to have this year, blew out his knee in August, so he was unavailable. Multiple injuries on the offensive line. Here's a look at what happened to Hyder.
Yeah, he was right in the middle of the screen there, and you saw him. He just kind of fell down, but as he fell, you kind of saw him grab that left arm. So, well, who knows? Hopefully he's okay, as the trainers will look at him here. But you said it, Mike. Just no depth at that offensive line position, and it really can't afford to lose Braylon Hyder at all. And you see he's got a brace on that left arm with the strap. That's for a shoulder. That's guys that have shoulder issues right there. Keeps that shoulder in from getting away from your body.
So Hyder's going to head to the sideline. They are without Nick Nature tonight, a starter who has missed the last 2 with an ankle injury. Let's see what they're going to do here. This is what's been really hurting SMU. They've done a nice job tonight, though. Able to put up points and protect Hicks well.
And 3rd and 10 here at the 35. It's probably out of field goal range. You're in that tweener land, so you might have 2 downs here to pick it up.
Travis Pfister comes in at the right guard spot for SMU, faced with a 3rd and long. 4 receiver set. Pressure, Hicks gets rid of it. It's West out of the backfield. Braden West needs to get to the 25, and he's going to be just shy. Excellent tackle by Trenton Martin for Tulsa.
But what it did do is it put him in field goal range if Chad Morris elects to kick it, and if not, they're closer so they can go for it at 4th, and it looks like they're going to kick, Mike. So that positive play at least got him into field goal range. Chance to get 3 on the board.
It's a smart call. They've done it tonight. They've been able to come up with points on these long sustained drives.
Tulsa sent the blitz. West slides out of the backfield. Good recognition by Hicks to dump it to their safety valve, pick up enough yardage here to attempt a field goal.
It's going to be a long of 44 yards. We were told earlier before the game tonight they thought Williams was good around the 35 to 41 range. So it's going to be a 44-yarder, and now we've got a timeout by SMU.
Well, the play clock was running down again, Mike.
Second charge timeout.
So we know if his range is right about 42, you definitely don't want to put 5 on top of that. Get it out there at the 47-yard mark.
Well, we've got some games coming up tomorrow, and some big ones here. Florida State and Miami. They're going to play the game Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Mark Richt in Miami, 10th in the country, but Florida State has won 6 straight in this series.
You know, I called Miami's opener, Brad Kaya, excellent quarterback. They're excited for Mark Richt. They start 3 true freshman linebackers at the U. Pretty impressive. Never seen that before.
Now we'll see if the streak can come to an end. 61st meeting in the history of Florida State and Miami. Looking to win for the first time in 12 years at home.
And really, Florida State, a lot of people, including me, picked Florida State to make it to the playoffs. So, you know, they need to rebound too. They're kind of in a tizzy right now.
Now Josh Williams will attempt this 44-yard field goal. He was hitting them from 60+ in pregame. Of course, that's pregame warm-ups, and now it's game time. Lights are on. 44-yarder could be as long of the season. He's got the distance, and it's good. Counted for Josh Williams, and SMU has it back to a 7-point lead.
Well, the next time the coaches get asked what his distance is, I guarantee you it'll be above 42 yards. We'll be back to Tulsa. SMU leads
20-13, SMU back up to a 7-point advantage after the 44-yard field goal rating.
Yeah, good job by SMU. Get it into field goal range, and a nice job by the kicker, Josh Williams, to bury it there to get more points on the board for the Mustangs.
Blackout tonight at Tulsa with the fans here as they look to win 3 in a row. This could be huge for the Golden Hurricane to try to go 4-1 on the season. Their only loss is to Ohio State.
And oh, by the way, they play Houston next week. And I asked Coach Philip Montgomery, did you talk to your kids about not overlooking this SMU team, looking past to Houston? He said, I didn't have to worry about it. They know better. We concentrate on the team ahead of us.
Raymond Taylor takes it out. Bumps to the outside. Multiple flags are down as Taylor gets pushed out hard at the 40. And is there another one as he got hit on the sideline? Looked like that was going to be a late hit, Reedy, and there was. Another flag is thrown. We got 3 flags on the field.
Yeah, the 2 in the back where it was caught are going to be the same call. Most likely a block in the back. Obviously, at the point where the ball carrier was tackled, you'll have a different one.
There were 2 fouls on the play. During the play, personal foul, illegal low block, kicking team number 30. After the play, personal foul, number 32 of the kicking team. Both penalties will be enforced. First down.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah, and listen, on the coverage team, you can never go low. They called it on 30, Christian Burks. You'll see it, middle of the screen, 30. He's going to go low right there. You cannot do that. Very dangerous. You cannot cut as a covering team. That's a good call by the officials. And you're going to see the late hit out of bounds coming right here as well. So, boy, 30 yards and penalties there on SMU.
Yeah, that was right at that Tulsa player's knees that time. And so the call is now going to really help the cause here for Tulsa. They're going to spot this ball in SMU territory with 5:49 to play in this first half.
It's a dangerous play by Burks. You just cannot go low, and he went low on Rodney Simon, and it's just dangerous. Good call by the officials, and then the late hit on top of it.
Let's keep an eye on 20. James Flanders in the backfield for Tulsa. The last time he carried, the first carry of the game, he went 61 yards and a touchdown. And this time he's bottled up, but he still manages to get about 5.
Nah, he just ruined his 61-yard average, but other than that.
Second down, just under 5.5 to play. Evans guns it. And on the catch on the outside, first down reception. Moving quickly here, that one by Hobbs, Justin Hobbs, Horace Richardson on the tackle.
And the corner's giving Hobbs cushion, and Evans releases it so quick. So if that corner's going to give him 5-6 yards cushion, little stop route, zing it out there, nice pickup.
They can get another first at the 1-yard line, 1st and 10. Flanders. And bottled up by Mikael Onu.
Yeah, and Onu came up in run support, and if he didn't come up, Mike, Flanders was going to find himself in the end zone again.
Would have been his second of the night. Flanders out of Midwest City, Oklahoma, senior. Ran for 101 yards last game for this group, and that come from behind win at Fresno State 13 days ago in double overtime. Now Evans floats it up. Lucas, incomplete.
Well, kind of weird. He went up, and I thought he was going to try to high point it and kind of short arms it here. I thought if he went up and tried to get the ball at its apex, he could have caught it, but watch his arms kind of low as he goes up. Thought he was interfered with. You know, a little contact. Remember, we're watching it in slow motion, so you look at anything in slow motion, you can almost get a call, but I think that was a good no call by the officials.
And it's now a 3rd down and 7. They can get a first at the 1. And they want to get this play right. Atkinson and Lucas, the wideouts at the bottom of the screen. Hobbs at the top. Pressure, and Evans cannot find any of them. Sacked at the 18-yard line.
They run a blitz package at him. There's too many defenders for Tulsa to block. In 91, JT Williams comes free right up the middle, along with 99 Justin Lawler, and they get to Evans for the sack. And I mean, an opportune time. We talked about this SMU defense. They're bending but not breaking, and an excellent job up front. Good defensive call by Van Malone with that blitz, and they get to Dane Evans for the sack.
And it credit Williams with his first sack of the season. 33-yard attempt here for Redford Jones. And we've seen this before. This is what it's been like all first half. SMU goes up by 7. Tulsa cuts it to 4. SMU goes up by 7. Tulsa cuts it.
But really, you know, with the 30 yards of penalty by SMU to give Tulsa good field position, excellent job by that defense to hold them to 3.
Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. It's a big-time SEC battle. We've got Alabama and Arkansas. 9 straight wins for the Crimson Tide over Arkansas, and they've got a NCAA best 17-game winning streak going on right now.
I mean, that defense of Alabama is so athletic, so good. I just don't think Arkansas can do it.
Since Nick Saban arrived in 2007, Alabama's had 3 different win streaks of at least 15 games.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Now Kevin Thomas on the return for SMU. And we'll get hit across the 25 as we go back to the studio and check in with Adnan. All right, thanks very much. As it's a 4-point game here with SMU with a football. Reedy, what do you like here on this drive? Let's see as they swing it out quickly, and it's Prochet in the catch.
Well, I tell you what I like tonight. 10 different receivers have caught passes for SMU. That tells me they're spreading the ball around. Nice job by Ben Hicks. And really, Mike, they just got to keep doing what they've been doing. It's a good mix of run and pass, and they're moving the ball down the field.
Stack formation for the wideouts. Tulsa showing some pressure. Here they come. And Prochet did his best to try to hang in there, but it's incomplete. Jeremy Smith came up for Tulsa and hit Ben Hicks that time.
And that time the young quarterback felt the pressure. He throws the ball falling back. He needs to step into it. Even though you're going to get hit as a young quarterback, you need to step into it, deliver it. And if he would have did that, I think he would have got it there earlier in time, and I think Prochet could have made that catch with his feet in bounds.
It was an excellent effort, but to no avail. 3rd and 6, SMU as the crowd comes alive. Low snap, trouble. Hicks, did he get back on it? He does, and a flag comes in on the far side of the field.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think he's going to have a free play because Tulsa clearly looked like they were offsides, but Ben Hicks could not pick up the snap, had to just jump on it.
Defense, number 38, 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Wow, big mistake.
Well, now it makes this 3rd down obviously much more manageable. 3rd and 1. If you want to run it, you can, but Matt Linscott, 5th-year senior, he knows better, and then you got a couple guys offside. Patero Wilson was offsides as well.
SMU 2 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. And they're going to get stonewalled there as West had nowhere to go.
And I don't mind the play call. I like the play call. Problem is your offensive line's beat up. And now I think it's starting to wear on him here as we get close to halftime, and Tulsa was ready for it. stuffing that at the line of scrimmage.
That's the thing, Randy. This is a long game. We're still in the second quarter. A lot of time left in this one, and you're right. I think halftime probably can't come quick enough, at least for SMU in that offensive front. You're right. They look a little bit tired right now. Wadley backpedaling from the 15. That's a couple blocks and finally tripped up. Nice play on special teams that time by Mitchell Kaufman for SMU. It's a punt of 52 yards and a return of just 5 as we have another flag on the field.
Yeah, Tracy Jones
doing the kick.
Getting busy.
Receiving team number 23. Penalty will be enforced half the distance from the end of the kick. First down.
I've seen more penalties on punts and kickoffs tonight, really, than most games.
Yeah, I mean, and you really do. Usually on special teams, you see the flags flying, and this game, no exception.
SMU coming in at 2-3, Tulsa at 3-1 on the season. SMU's facing such a tough schedule this season too, and they face 5 of the top 20 offenses in the country. They got Baylor, they play TCU, Tulsa here is able to put up big numbers, Memphis, Houston. It's not easy with a young team.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. You know, when are they going to get some breaks, and just really haven't gotten them this year, especially with the injuries. But you know what? It happens to teams year to year, and you just got to fight through it. Young guys need to step up, and you need to mature in a hurry.
Well, defensive coordinator Van Malone and that defense has been solid, and that's really helped them out a lot this year until the offense comes along that's been dealing with a ton of injuries. How about Tulsa's offense? They have a chance to take the lead before the end of the half. Deep in their own territory. Brewer is able to rattle off about 4.
And the one thing Van Malone doesn't want to see here is anything deep. You don't want to get beat over the top right here. Let them go underneath, come up and make the tackles, and try to get to halftime with the lead.
Evans. Lucas on a catch and taking multiple hits like a pinball, but he's got the first down.
And now with 1:41 left, out past the 20, you can start taking some more chances. You still got 2 timeouts. We know how quick this offense can strike of Tulsa.
He's going to shake it off. 10-yard reception. Play fake by Evans, and Atkinson sits down and gets out of bounds. And the clock stops at the 1:33.
And again, terrific route past the first down markers. Come back, catch it with his hands, get out of bounds. Perfect job.
Tulsa with 2 timeouts remaining. Pressure coming in from SMU as Evans unloads it. The catch is made, and it's Lucas setting yards after the catch into SMU territory.
And just a great individual effort by Kevin Lucas. Comes back, makes the catch, breaks the tackle, and picks up the first down.
19-yard play as Evans looks left and has Atkinson. He's been over there all night, and it's another first down reception for the senior from Carrollton, Texas.
You know, we've seen a lot of teams go fast, but when Tulsa's in a rhythm and they're running to perfection, boy, I don't know if there's a team faster in the country than Tulsa.
It's an incredible rhythm right now, with now Brewer taking off. D'Angelo Brewer to the outside, to the end zone, touchdown. Oh, he steps out, we'll say out of bounds at the 2. His foot went out of bounds.
And I was about to say, Mike, he needs to give a big assist to Justin Hobbs, 29. I love to see receivers blocking on the perimeter.
They're marking him out at the 2-yard line. No touchdown, Hobbs. Check it, marked out at the 2 with 1:10 left. Brewer almost had the touchdown run. He thought he had it.
Well, we talk about how quick they strike, and they've just gone down the field, but excellent job. You're going to see 29, Justin Hobbs with a block on the outside to allow Brewer to cut it up. And just going to step out ever so much. I mean, looked like a toe hit it. That's how close it was.
And now the give to Raymond Taylor. Taylor's in. Touchdown, Tulsa. They've got the lead.
Well, if my math is right, Mike, there was 141, 107. What's that? 34 seconds it took him?
Not long.
Yeah, pretty quick and pretty explosive.
First lead tonight for the Golden Hurricane. And they went way down the field from starting deep at their own 8-yard line. And they're going to review the touchdown.
I thought they'd review the other one with Brewer. He was so close to the end line. Of course, you need indisputable video evidence, and replay just probably felt they didn't have a view to overturn it. They'll take a look at this one, but that drive, Mike, 92 yards, 1:06. My math was off. 141. They were a couple plays into the drive, but regardless, explosive.
Well, no doubt. Here's the run by by Taylor for the touchdown. Now his knee goes down.
But
where's the ball?
It's where the ball with the knee goes down. The knee clearly goes down. Yeah. So they don't confirm it. It stands. There's not enough there to overturn it. To me, the ball's in his right hand. The knee's down in the field of play, but you know, to break the plane to the goal line, it's just the very front. That's the correct call. It's a touchdown.
The receivers are the ones that have the toughest job, right? Every time you watch, all you have to do is that nose of the ball.
That's it. I tell people the front of the goal line is like a sheet of water. If the nose touches that sheet and puts a ripple in it, you have broken the goal line. That is a touchdown.
And for Raymond Taylor, the graduate student, the transfer out of Oklahoma State in his final year of eligibility with his first touchdown run of the season. He's a third leading rusher last year for Oklahoma State. And it's a 23-20 advantage for Tulsa with just 1:07 to play in this first half.
Well, we talked about Van Malone and his SMU defense, and he's not going to be happy there, giving up a 92-yard drive, a little over a minute. And I tell you what, Tulsa did it, Mike, not with long plays down the field. They ran the ball, out routes, moved it around sideline to sideline, just picture perfect by that offense. Great job by Philip Montgomery, head coach and offensive coordinator for Tulsa.
I was going to say that's Montgomery's offense at work in a big way. How about all the offense that we've had here tonight? The ball control by these two teams. We've had 87 plays tonight. And look at the yardage.
And pretty evenly matched, and as reflected in the score. And it's been a good first half.
For Taylor, it was his 5th touchdown run of his career. Set up by Brewer there with now 89 yards rushing on 17 carries for Tulsa.
I mean, he had 252 last time out. He's got a ways to go, but
that's
no.
what I was going to say.
I know, 89 yards, 17 carries. That is a great first half for D'Angelo Brewer.
Now, let's not put it past SMU. The way they've been able to strike, 1:07 left. They still have 1 timeout remaining. They've had 2 scoring drives that have gone 70 and 87 yards respectively in under 2 minutes. They've got a little less time here now, but still have the ability to get some points. We got a strong field goal kicker too as well. Prochet, James Prochet, and it's going to make it tough as he's cut down at the 18-yard line. Now, there are 2 different things here working with SMU and Tulsa. You have a senior quarterback in Tulsa who's been through it a lot, really, with experience. Now, do you put it on your redshirt freshman quarterback, Ben Hicks, to try to do the same thing as we've got an injured player down for the Mustangs?
You got to be careful. 59 seconds left. You're down by 3. You only have 1 timeout. Ball's at the 18-yard line. You do not want to make a critical error down here with your back to your own goal line. So I think you come out with something safe on the first play, whether it's a little inside handoff draw, safe pass, try to get some more yardage out, and then go. If not, boy, I've seen too many catastrophic things happen at the end of halves, especially to young quarterbacks. You're in this ball game. You're only down 3 here. At the very least, you need to get into the halftime down 3.
Well, and Tulsa's going to receive the second half kickoff as well as they attend to the injured player for SMU. It is, well, there's 2 21s on SMU.
Double numbers,
double
baby.
Numbers. They get you all the time. And Chase Schultz is a defensive back, and Sean Tui is a holder for this team. Depends which one they had on special teams here tonight.
And I think the name on the back's going to give it away. It's Schultz.
That will help us. There you go. And so Chase Schultz with a little help off the field.
Yeah, it looks like they'll take him.
That left leg.
Take him right into the locker room.
And without some of the injuries that SMU has been dealing with this season, drastically different. Of course, they played such tough competition too in Baylor and TCU. Last week they lost to Temple. It's been tough sledding here. They've got an opportunity tonight. Down 3 late in this first half. Catch is made. Mitchell Kaufman. And out of bounds to stop the clock with 54 seconds left.
Nice safe pass. Good pickup on first down. 54 seconds. Now you can start using the middle of the field. Remember, clock stops after first downs. You have 1 timeout. And really what you're thinking of, just trying to get into field goal range. Try to tie this thing up before half.
West in the backfield to the left of Hicks. Now they'll split him out wide. Second down. Nice catch. Xavier Castile, and the same thing. Stopping the clock. First down as they move it up close to the 35.
Excellent pass by Ben Hicks. I love how he put it on his receiver, Castile, as he came out of that out cut, made the catch, and it took him out of bounds.
That's a gain of 10. And it's not taking that much time either. Still 50 seconds left in this first half. And it's incomplete. And probably better served.
Yeah,
right?
You're reading my mind. Yeah, I think it's better incomplete because you catch that for a minimal 3 or 4 yard gain, get tackled, now you're forced to rush up or burn your last time out, and you really want to keep that thing in your pocket to hopefully get it down the field and get your field goal team out.
And that was West that time coming out of the backfield. Ben Hicks tonight, 188 yards passing. It's been outstanding.
I mean, really impressive. And the 0 INTs is the big thing because that's been his bugaboo this season.
It has been. He had 4 touchdown passes, but 9 interceptions coming into this game tonight. And they're protecting him well as he goes for James Prochet, and it's broken up by Reggie Robertson II. Outstanding defensive play by the redshirt freshman cornerback.
Watch Robinson's right arm, though. He kind of hooks the receiver, Prochet. We've seen flags come in here before. Boy, Mike, I think that right arm was on there. He hooked him. We've seen flags thrown there before. I think he got away with one right there.
I agree with you. That right arm was up around his neck area. 3rd and 10 for SMU with 40 seconds left before the half. And the catch on the sideline, is it good for the first? And it is. What a grab by Sutton. He has it. And has made his return to the lineup after being banged up earlier.
So physical, big and strong, almost like boxing out in basketball as the defender's behind him. He's all over him, and Sutton still makes the catch for the first down.
From the 46, Hicks gets away from pressure, and that's wise. No gain, but it stops the clock with 30 seconds left, and we've got a late flag coming in as well.
I didn't see it, but did they hit Hicks out of bounds late?
Well, that could be monstrous if it is.
Wow.
Let's see. Well, it's back down to line of scrimmage where they dropped the flag.
That looks like they're going the other way.
There was no foul on the play. Second down.
Yeah, we'll just pick it up.
All right. We've had that twice tonight.
Yeah.
That's why you don't speculate. 30 seconds to go, first half. 23-20, Tulsa on a drive with 1:07 left, capped with a touchdown by Taylor, has put them on top, and now SMU still with that 1 timeout in their back pocket.
But it looks like they're going to go single coverage on Sutton, top of the screen, and hopefully that safety cheats over there because he's too good of a receiver to go one-on-one.
Tulsa rushing just 3, spinning and laying a hit on Hicks as the pass is dropped by Xavier Castile. Jeremy Smith just leveled Hicks that time.
And that's one where Castile needs to try to come down with. He had one on coverage. The hit knocks it out, but I noticed on the other side of the field you had triple coverage. They did go to Courtland Sutton. Castile one-on-one, and although he gets hit, this is one where he's going to let the ball get into his body. See that, Mike? Get those hands out away. Make that catch.
Huge third down coming up now for SMU, 3rd and 10. Hicks checks it down to West, and he's going to scoot out after a minimal gain. And now what do you do here? Well, it's 4th down. I mean, you got to be careful. There's still 20 seconds left.
Yeah, and we know how explosive Tulsa is. You punt this, Mike. I mean, you got to punt this thing away. You can't mess around. The ball's on your half of the field, and we know how explosive Tulsa is, and you just punt it away. I mean, hey.
And what you do is you punt it out of bounds.
Yeah, well.
Right? Don't even give him a chance for a return, yes?
Well, we've seen this happen with explosive punt returners, and we'll see what Chad Morris elects to do and what he tells his punter, Jamie Sackville, to do.
The Australian as Keedron Wadley has it at the 10. Walk out. Wadley and taken down from behind. And that special teams tackle that time by the Mustangs with 9 seconds left, and looks like Tulsa, after trailing the whole first half, is going to go into the locker room on top.
I'm going to have to catch my breath at halftime because this was up and down. This was a very good first half, and I would assume Tulsa would come out here and one handoff or take a knee and content going in the locker room up 23-20.
A lot of action in this first half. Can't wait to see what the second half will bring with Tulsa and SMU. A lot of great play on both sides of the ball tonight.
Really was. And, you know, although Tulsa leads, give the SMU a lot of credit because that defense broke a bunch. Didn't give up touchdowns.
Tulsa at the half, 23-20 over SMU. We'll join the Lexus halftime report after these messages. Welcome back to Tulsa here tonight as you're watching the American Athletic Conference on ESPN. 23-20, Golden Hurricane on top as we get ready for the second half. Mike Corey alongside former UMass All-American and NFL running back Rini Ingoglia as we get to our first half highlights, Rini, and there were many, and it started off with SMU and Ben Hicks. They did a nice job.
Yeah, the redshirt freshman quarterback, 20 of 30 in the first half, 199 yards and a touchdown. And the most impressive thing, no interceptions. And he spotted his big receiver, Courtland Sutton, early on, going to him, giving him chances to make receptions. And he did not disappoint. A little run pass option there to Alex Honey as he goes down the left sideline for the touchdown. And SMU was clicking early.
Tulsa was able to respond. They've got their star running back in Brewer, but it was Raymond Taylor that was able to get a big one for them. And James Flanders, a 61-yard touchdown.
Yeah, first carry of the game, off to the races, but it was D'Angelo Brewer that was the workhorse once again in that first half for Tulsa. 89 yards on 17 carries for the running back.
A little bit of everything as our second half is underway. And here is Taylor on the kickoff return. Raymond Taylor still on his feet inside the 35 of SMU. And that's the way to start the second half for the Golden Hurricane, who are up 3 in a monster return of 68 yards.
Well, you know, Philip Montgomery told us when we talked to him yesterday, his team is in the best shape that they've ever been in. And, boy, you just start the second half and you see him catch it 1 yard deep in the end zone. No hesitation. Good blocking by that return team. And a great return to start this first half. He's a little banged up. We'll take a look here, see if he maybe falls on the arm or something. Don't know. He's holding it. Don't want to speculate and just hope he's okay. But what a return by Taylor to start this second half.
Well, he hit the turf hard after that big return. He only had one kickoff return before tonight for 25 yards. This one for 68. Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, it looks like as the defender is tackling him. Watch his right arm get rolled under 55. You're going to see it here at the end. Watch this. Right there. It's just kind of awkward in there, you know, kind of smarts you a little bit. Well, and hope he's okay.
Absolutely. Well, you just talked about this group being in the best shape, and I think the good reason for that is that when we talked to Phil Montgomery about it and how fast this team moves, is that it's done in practice. It's
correct.
Not by them running sprints, and you didn't do this well, so run a couple monsters or run 100 yards up and down the field for no reason. I love it. The fact that they just go hard in practice doing what you're going to do in a football game.
His players know when they go fast in practice, whether it's offense and defense, that is their conditioning. So if they know they're not going to run wind sprints or gassers at the end of practice, they're going to go even harder during their reps, and that's just, it helps out tremendously, especially with an offense predicated on going fast.
Well, it's good to see Flanders, Raymond Taylor, up to his feet. And they're going to take a look at him as he comes to the sideline, but a big return to get things started in this second half. As we go over some of the numbers, Dane Evans, the quarterback, was 13 of 24 for 150 yards in that first half for Tulsa, and now has excellent field position here to start this drive.
Yeah, I mean, and this is where you want to come out here, and you said great field position, put it right in the end zone for a quick score to start the second half and get yourself up by 10 early.
D'Angelo Brewer on the carry for a couple for Tulsa. We had 10 penalties in that first half, Rennie, by both teams combined. We had 7 on special teams on the punt and kickoff returns.
Yeah, and that's just, you just can't do that on special teams. That's killer.
And here's a big play. A sack. The ball is loose, and it's recovered by SMU. Darian Malines had it after Chris Biggers got in there on Evans.
Yeah, and I think it was Jarvis Pruitt, Mike, that actually got the strip sack on Evans. We take a look at it here. Just a great push by 34.
You're right.
Jarvis Pruitt, he gets the strip sack and the recovery. So just when we're talking about Tulsa trying to put their foot down, get an early touchdown, what a defensive play by SMU, who now has 15 takeaways on the season.
And that is tied for first in the nation with Washington, which also has 15. They have been spectacular on the defensive side.
And you notice we say takeaways, not turnovers. Defensive coordinators call them takeaways because you want to take the ball away from your opponent.
And they've been reaching at it all night here tonight, and it paid off for him on this play.
Well, that's a great job by Pruitt. He gets the sack, but as Evans is going down, you want to strip and rake those arms and knock the ball loose. Exactly what he did.
That is the first fumble recovery of the season for Darian Malines. And as you said with Pruitt on that forced fumble, his first of the season. So many different players have got involved for SMU as we talk about those 15. As they review this play, but 15 takeaways on the season if it stands.
Yeah, and the booth's going to take a look and watch Evans' knee, see if he's down.
Wow.
Yeah, that's close. I mean, boy, the knee was definitely down. You saw the knee, but where was the ball when the knee hit? Remember the key, indisputable video evidence to reverse it. Knee looks down, Mike.
I wouldn't argue with them if they overturned this call and gave the ball back to Tulsa from what we just saw.
You know, again, replay's going to look at the same view you're looking at. And I got to tell you, from what I'm seeing, the knee looks down, and he looks like he still has control of the ball. Looks like it comes out just after. It's a bang-bang call. Now, does replay believe that is indisputable video evidence to overturn this call? That last look we had, boy, it sure looked like his knee was down with control of the football.
I agree, and it has to be indisputable. If not, the ruling on the field stands, and the ruling is a fumble recovered by SMU.
You know, and replay just can't say, well, I think his knee was down with the ball in control. He has to be sure, indisputable to overturn it. You know, to me it looked like it was, but I'm not replay.
Our referee tonight, Tracy Jones, and this crew, they did a really nice job as we go back to look at it again and try to freeze this. And when we think, is that left hand and the knee?
Well, the hand doesn't matter, but that left knee matters. And to me, the knee's on the ground, the ball's still secured. So I think replay's going to overturn this.
Now they're taking a long time here because this is huge. You want to get this right, obviously. I mean, this could be...
You want to get it right, and it also usually takes a long time because the referee will tell the back judge what's going on. A lot of times he's going to write down, because you got to remember, they need to respot the ball, okay? Know exactly where it was, make sure the down and distance, because the yard markers have now changed for SMU offense. So usually on long replays like this, it gets overturned because there's a lot of stuff they have to go through. Respot the ball, respot the chains, make sure they have the down and distance correct. So usually when you're watching at home, if replay takes a long time, it's going to get overturned.
D'Angelo Brewer tonight had 89 yards rushing in that first half on 17 carries. We documented his career high 252 yards in the previous game versus Fresno State in a double overtime comeback win at 46 carries. They've mixed it up well tonight, Tulsa has, as I think we now have our call here from Tracy Jones.
After review, the runner's knee was down prior to losing possession of the ball. It will be 3rd and 12 from the 35-yard line.
Well, you're right, Rennie. They had to get all that other stuff set. So it'll stay at 14 takeaways for SMU this season.
Back to second.
That's
behind
right.
Washington. Still a nice sack, though, by Jarvis Pruitt.
And Tulsa has new life here now after the reversal. Just underway in the third quarter. Now they talk to Coach Morris about what they saw. Just 1 for 7 tonight on third down is Tulsa.
And 36% on the season, not good. And that's something that Tulsa needs to fix. A lot of times these high-tempo offenses, and I talked about it earlier, you get behind the chains, you're not very efficient on third down, and Tulsa hasn't been tonight or really for the season.
So now James Flanders is in the backfield for Tulsa. They're faced with a 3rd and 12. Evans. Oh, that has a chance to be picked, and it's incomplete. Wanted Atkinson, and Jordan Wyatt almost had his nation-leading 5th interception of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Wyatt jumped that route right there. He had a 2 interception TD returns this season, and just playing excellent football. He was the leading tackler for SMU in the first half as well with 5 tackles, so playing that corner position, doing an excellent job.
There are 4 players in the country that have 4 interceptions on the season, and 2 of them are on SMU. Jordan Wyatt is one of them with Horace Richardson.
Yeah, both corners. Pretty good.
We're going to go with a 52-yard field goal attempt here for Redford Jones. And we've got a timeout.
Well, again, the play clock was going to 0, and they had to call timeout.
Timeout. Tulsa. Yeah, first charge timeout of the second half.
Well, and why not go with Jones? He's hit one from 24, 33, also 43. So they're just going to keep backing him up.
Yeah.
Say, okay, you got a 20, you got a 30, you got a 40. How about a 52-yarder?
And didn't want to back him up to 57, so they had to burn that timeout to avoid the delay of game.
He's 3 for 3 in this game, and 10 of 12 on the season. His previous career long is of 46 yards. So if he hits it, a new career high for the junior out of Norman, Oklahoma, who is a former walk-on and earned a scholarship just this fall for the Golden Hurricane. Robert Hill is going to snap. Sam Gotch will put it down. And we'll see if Redford Jones can go 4 for 4 today. He's got the leg to get it there. It's blocked. Another special teams play by SMU, and Justin Lawler got the block. his second of the season and his third career block for Justin Lawler and SMU. They wanted to get that one.
Big Justin Lawler, 99, right in the middle of the line. 6'4", he breaks through, he gets those arms up. Remember the kicker, 52-yarder, he's gonna drive it low, and I tell you what, Lawler could have blocked that with his chest. He got through there so well. And another great, goes down as a special teams play, but for all intents and purposes, defensive play for SMU.
Malign scoops it up. Shad Morris loves it. That's what his group has done, and they have just flipped the script now. The ball at the 34-yard line of Tulsa. Hicks, and overthrown on a sideline route. Good coverage on the tight end Jeremiah Gaines that time by Craig Suits.
Yeah, and that one kind of wobbled out of Ben Hicks' hands.
Flag is down. Pardon me, Rudy.
Personal foul, roughing the quarterback, number 38. Forceful hit to the knee area. 15 yards, automatic first down.
That's on Matt Linscott.
And that was a new rule last year. You cannot go forceful down low to the quarterback. If you do that, that's 15 yards, and that's what Tracy Jones just called against Matt Linscott. Did you have a look at that or no? Nothing?
How about what just happened here in the start of this second half? We haven't even played a minute yet.
Yeah, a lot going on.
It was a fumble by Tulsa, recovered by SMU, got overturned. Then all of a sudden they get the blocked field goal, and then this penalty, and now Hicks finds Gaines, and he has the touchdown. Jeremiah Gaines, the tight end, and SMU regains the lead.
But I like this call. You just slide Jeremiah Gaines, the tight end, from the backfield straight down the middle of the field. Little seam route. Good recognition by Ben Hicks that the safety couldn't slide over quick enough, puts it on him, and you got to score.
That's more his style.
Yeah.
That other one down the sideline, he didn't have a chance. That one, easy score, and Gaines with his second touchdown catch of the season, and the extra point makes it 27-23. SMU regains the advantage.
Just a lot of stuff going on in this first minute. You have the block kick by SMU. Sets him up. Just a great job by the special teams. And they turn it into 6. SMU leads it.
SMU is back on top, 27-23. A crazy start to this third quarter. They get the blocked field goal that leads to a touchdown.
Yeah, Justin Lawler, third career block. Good job. But I tell you what, if you're not going to block a guy up the middle of the field, he's going to block it every time, especially when he's 6'4". Nice job.
One minute and 2 seconds into the third quarter. And a lot of action. And it's Rowdy Simon on the return this time for Tulsa, and he'll get close to the 25-yard line. Coming up tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN, a Big Ten battle. Indiana off to an excellent start. They're 3-1, but they got to tangle with number 2 Ohio State, who is putting up 57 points a game, third in the nation, coming your way tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, Indiana with a big win against Michigan State. Can they keep the momentum up against Ohio State? Boy, it's a well-oiled machine as Ohio State. Tough, going to be tough to stop them or slow them down.
There was a flag down, but it's being picked up on this return. I don't think we have a penalty. We've had so many flags that have come down tonight.
Looks like they're going to re-kick it, Mike.
Yeah, we did, actually. They didn't get the call, but yeah, it's going to be a re-kick.
Well, you know,
it's a back judge. How many?
We're now to 1:09 played in the quarter, and it's taking about 20 minutes.
Well, and this is our 8th penalty tonight on special teams. Combined for both teams on the kickoffs and on the punt returns, and they're not giving anybody any leeway on crossing the line before the ball is kicked tonight. It's the third time they've called that. So back 5 to the 30, and SMU re-kicks. And now it's Stewart, and he gets free. And he's able to get into SMU territory. We're checking, that's Bishop Louis that time on the return. So Louis gets a 36-yard run back. And with just a minute and 13 seconds into this third quarter, same situation, Tulsa back in SMU territory.
And every possession tonight where Tulsa has real good field position, and really haven't capitalized on it in touchdowns. They've been much better going the length of the field, so we'll see here with a short field if they can counter and take the lead back from SMU.
Senior quarterback Dane Evans. Look at the handoff to Brewer, who fumbled the last time, but it was ruled that he was down, so they got the ball back. So the third quarter started with a 68-yard return for Tulsa, then a fumble that got overturned. There's a look at Willie Wright on the sideline, a right tackle for Tulsa, who is out for the rest of this game. Zach Ewells took his spot, 53 on the offensive line early in the contest.
And Willie Wright's one of the emotional and vocal leaders of this Tulsa team.
That's a big loss for them right now. Brewer on a second down carry is going to set up 3rd and long for Tulsa. Moving quickly. SMU defense wasn't quite set. Now they give them a chance. Evans says nobody's open. He's going to take matters into his own hands for the first down run to the 32.
Boy, it almost looked like he wanted to give a little shuffle pass to Angelo Brewer. He just keeps it, finds the hole, and picks up the first down.
It's a 10-yard run by Evans. Not known for his rushing ability. He does have a rushing touchdown on the season. And they go back to Brewer, trying to control the clock in this drive and just kind of settle down a little bit the way this second half started.
No, you're on it. Settle down, get into a rhythm.
Evans and sails it looking for Hobbs. Justin Hobbs cutting across the middle. All right, 3rd and 6. This area of the field, what do you have?
Well, I think you go to the wide side of the field. You got 4 receivers in this route, so you can flood a zone. But the good thing Dane Evans does well is he really scans the field. He'll go through his progression of receivers. We'll see if he does that here, but got to make sure you get past the first down marker.
On that wide side, they've got Lucas and Atkinson. It goes to Lucas, and he makes the catch. Inside of the 15, 1st and 10 of the 14-yard line. What a grab, gain of 14.
You said a phenomenal catch by Kevin Lucas. Again, Dave Evans throws it behind him. Lucas makes the catch anyway.
Now out to Atkinson. They try to set up a screen, and Atkinson is brought down after about 2.
Watch the ball get delivered behind Lucas. Watch the concentration in hands. And very hard to do when you're running a slant route. Excellent job. He got his defender draped all over and makes the catch for the first down.
Brady, that was just the third down conversion of the night for Tulsa in 10 attempts. And that's a big one inside the red zone. Brewer. And not too much. And Justin Lawler, who had the block on the field goal, able to come up and make the play here.
Yeah, that SMU defensive front is very active. They move around a bunch, and they get after you.
They'll change up the defensive personnel for SMU at a 3rd down and 7. And they'll empty the backfield. 5 wide for Evans. Looking, end zone, it's caught. Touchdown. Atkinson.
That time, Mike, SMU brings pressure. It's picked up beautifully by the Tulsa offensive line. Josh Atkinson's one-on-one, top of the screen, a little in-cut. Nice delivery by Dane Evans, and it's a touchdown.
An 11-yard reception for Tulsa as they regain the lead now, early in the third. And they almost didn't get that down, but they'll get the extra point to extend the advantage to 3. And we've got a long way to go in this one. Hang on tight, everyone. 10:50 to play in the third. And the Golden Hurricane with a touchdown from Evans to Atkinson, and they're back on top.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Heineken. Open your world. Enjoy responsibly. And Liberty Mutual Insurance. Liberty stands with you.
Happy to have you with us this Friday night in Tulsa, Oklahoma for the Mustangs and the Golden Hurricane. What a matchup. It's a 3-point game and our third lead change of the night. Mike Corey and UMass All-American and NFL running back Rini and Goliad. We still have 10:50 to go in the third, Rini, if you can believe it.
Yeah, a lot of action in that not even first 5 minutes.
A lot of action tomorrow as well in college football. Week 6, Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, ESPN, Alabama and Arkansas. Can they do it? Can they win again to make it 10 straight over Arkansas? What do you have in this matchup?
I love the way Arkansas runs the ball and tries to control the line of scrimmage, and I think they're just going to try to slow this game down. But I tell you what, Alabama is so good and so dynamic on defense. They're going to be hard to beat all season.
Streaming live on the ESPN app. Download that today or watch ESPN.com. Number 1, Alabama. Number 16, Arkansas. Tomorrow night on ESPN. Braden West for SMU as they are back on offense. A short pickup on first down. Our 110th play of the night combined by both of these teams for 644 total yards.
So what you're saying is we're easily going over 200 plays. So.
I would say so. Maybe 1,000+ yards tonight as well, as West again be about 5 shy of the first down, third down. Crucial third down, though, here for SMU to try to respond. It's one of those type of games.
Yeah, you don't want to go 3 and out if you're SMU, but then again, if you're Tulsa, that's what you want them to do, especially after a score. Get that quick change and get the ball back to your offense.
They've got Cortland Sutton at the top of the screen and Myron Galliard, the wide out at the bottom. He's in the slot, and the outside's Prochet. James Prochet, who's had a solid night. As he looks left, and it's low, and on the catch is made, but no gain there that time by Mitchell Kaufman, and they'll have to punt.
Yeah, the throw was low. You got to get it out in front of your back release and let him make a catch and turn upfield, but good defense.
And they ruled it incomplete.
Yeah, I was behind him, hit the turf, and good hold there by Tulsa, and looked like it definitely skipped on the turf, Mike.
Well, nonetheless, it's the same situation as the no gain or incomplete. You're right back at the 30-yard line, and they have to kick. So JB Sackville, nice job of the backspin. Be down at the 24-yard line. And we'll be back. 30-27. Tulsa back on offense with a 3-point lead. Just under 10 minutes to play in the third quarter, and Tulsa, after forcing the 5th 3-and-out tonight by SMU, have it back on offense. James Flanders starts this series in the backfield. He gets the call, and a burst of speed by Flanders for the first and more.
And I like how James Flanders finishes runs. We talked about him being that north-south downhill guy, and he will lower his shoulder at the end of this run and punish the defender.
That's a 21-yard run that time by Flanders to get him a 1st and 10 from the 45, and he has it again, this time only 5. But you say only 5, and that's just exactly what they need.
Exactly what you want on first down, and I like Flanders' running style. North and south, he squares those shoulders, he gets low, runs behind the pads, and delivers the blow. Defenders do not like that when backs run with that aggression.
Flanders with 95 yards rushing tonight. D'Angelo Brewer has 98 yards rushing tonight, so they are both approaching the 100-yard mark as Evans. And a nice reception hauled in by Kevin Lucas that was a little bit to his outside shoulder, and he hauls it in.
I mean, Lucas has great range with those hands. I mean, he moves them around, and again, he never lets the ball get into his body. Got past the sticks, makes the catch, and another first down for Tulsa.
Dane Evans tonight, as he takes a hit, it gets away. And fights Lucas again. A flag flies. Lucas out of bounds with a first down if it stands.
Well, you got about 4 offensive linemen 15 yards downfield, so this is an easy one. Illegal man downfield.
Number 53, 5-yard penalty. First down.
So that would say it would not.
Yeah. Usually, you know, they get away with it's 3 yards. They usually give them 3.5. Sometimes they'll sneak to 4, but he had a couple about 15 yards down, which obviously was supposed to be a quick screen out to the right, which got broken up. That's why the linemen released downfield. They thought the catch was going to be quick and they'd be blocking, but they had a little pressure, and Evans went to the other side of the field, and that's what happened there.
They got to reset the play clock, and they called it on Zach Ewells, although, like you said,
there was a couple guys down
there.
there.
Yeah, and Ewells has had to fill in tonight for Willie Wright, who got hurt at that right tackle spot. It's really been pretty good offensive line play by both teams. You got to credit SMU because they are really banged up front. And Tulsa's dealing with an injury as well. Flanders, after the penalty, inside the 40-yard line. That's a good run. It's going to bring up second down and manageable now.
And Darren Maline's a safety. I think he got there with anger, too, because I think he got sick of Flanders running so hard. A good hit at the end.
Deep ball, end zone, just off the fingertips that time of Atkins. He almost had 2 in a row. Jordan Wyatt was on coverage for SMU.
Wow, what a pass by Dane Evans, though. You couldn't run the ball down there and put it any better. And just Atkinson couldn't come up with it. But watch this throw by Dane Evans. I mean, right there, knows where the one-on-one coverage, puts it right in the air, and really should have been 6. Atkins should have caught that ball.
Evans thought he had it. Now Tulsa tonight on third down, 4 of 11. There comes a pressure. Evans sacked at midfield. Nowhere to go that time, and they brought the house. Mason Gentry, Justin Lawler, a lot of white jerseys in on that one.
Yeah, I mean, Mason Gentry just wins at the line of scrimmage. It's as simple as that. It's 75, Alex Pagonos, that he's going up against at right guard. He just beats him. It's one-on-one blocking. He beats him and gets to Evans for the sack.
Jarvis Pruitt was in there as well. A loss of 10. And so Tulsa will punt on 4th and 17. Excellent high spiral as James Prochet lets it bounce at the 5, and Tulsa will let it go out at the 2.
Unreal. Hey, put the left hand turn signal on right there. Watch the punt hit and go out of bounds. Great job.
They love it. 46-yard kick, and SMU is going to start deep when we come back. Welcome back to Tulsa, Oklahoma tonight. Third quarter action between the Golden Hurricane and the Mustangs of SMU. Mike Corey alongside former UMass All-American and NFL running back Rini Ngolia. And I love the new feature on my DVR, Rini, that has an auto extend feature when you record.
Well, you need it for this game.
Exactly right. It says, don't worry, you'll never miss a minute of the game if it happens to run long.
It's going to be tested tonight. We'll see when you get home tomorrow.
Do I have enough space on my DVR?
Well, you just watch the ESPN app, Mike, though, if you can't find it, right? I mean, the DVR runs out.
Ben Hicks, the redshirt freshman quarterback for SMU, is going to be deep in his own territories in the end zone when he takes this snap on 1st and 10. They're going to throw. Trying to get some breathing room in a big way, and he almost had him, and a flag comes in. He wanted James Prochet, and coverage by Keanu Hill. And let's see what they call.
Defense, number 1, automatic first down.
Yeah, Hill tried to turn around and play the ball. The problem was he was hitting the receiver. You cannot hit this receiver right there. It's a good call.
Yep.
Easy call by the official. And nice job by James Prochet to make that effort to go back for that ball, but it's an easy call for the official. Pass interference on Keanu Hill.
Quick one that time on the transfer from Long Beach Community College. His leadership has been huge for this Tulsa team. It's been embraced by this group, the junior. That is now the 10th Tulsa penalty of the night. That certainly helps the cause as they get it out to the 17. And they go on the ground. Cayman Freeman now. We haven't heard from him in a while, and he's back in the mix. And that penalty, how big is that penalty? And I think I see why they were trying to take a shot like that, to hopefully get something like that.
That's exactly why they did. It was a good call by Joe Craddock, the offensive coordinator. Take that vertical shot, see where you're one-on-one. They were one-on-one with Prochet and Hill. Took the shot, and they got the pass interference call.
Probably the longest it's taken a play to run here tonight, right? It's been quick from both sides. 2nd and 9. Hicks, another deep shot. Sutton, the intended target this time. No chance. Well out of bounds and well defended.
Yeah, and you think they're trying to pick on Keanu Hill. Good coverage that time, but 22, Jeremy Brady, strong safety, who's really the leader of the back end of that Tulsa defense, comes over the top. He's going to know where Cortland Sutton is on all time, and he bracketed him there. Excellent coverage.
With our co-defensive coordinators, Brian Norwood and Bill Young, said they've had some really fun conversations with that guy, Brady. He was able to help out on the coverage that time. 3rd and long for SMU. Pressure. Oh, Hicks got decked, and a flag is in. Multiple flags now.
Wow.
And the initial guy there was Jesse Brubaker.
And you're going to get a targeting here, Mike. No doubt whatsoever.
A sandwich that time on Hicks. And they're going to discuss it.
We got multiple flags down as well, but
there was 2 guys there for Tulsa.
It looked like Brubaker, when he got there, lowered that helmet. Remember, you can never lead with the crown on the helmet. We'll get the call here from Tracy Jones.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding offense, number 67. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 44. The penalties were offset. Replay 3rd down.
And he didn't call targeting, he just called roughing the passer, and I think Brubaker got a break. Now I'm calling it from my eyes in the booth. We'll see on the replay here.
And Patera Wilson was in there as well, 44. So there's 2 guys. There's Brubaker.
You're right, it was 44. Yeah,
Wilson.
It was Wilson, and that's where I saw that I believed was targeting. And we'll get another look at it here. You know, I'm looking at it from the booth, and but I have no problem with calling roughing the passer there from Tracy Jones.
Yeah.
And replay is not going to create a foul there because it has to be an egregious miss by the official.
And I thought his helmet was off to the side.
Yeah, it could have been.
He came in from the side. It was just a vicious hit that looked more dangerous than it was. And now is another flag. Oh, everybody's throwing a flag here as this pass over the middle. And another player for SMU just getting decked. And that was Sutton. And Tulsa's wondering what's going on here. Trenton Martin involved in this one, the senior linebacker. And we're moving at warp speed, too, so it's tough for everybody to kind of just slow down and really decipher what's happening.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense, number 28, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And so that's on Craig Suits, and this has really incited the crowd here tonight at Tulsa. Let's take a look at this.
Yes, Suits is the will linebacker. You see the incomplete pass.
At the end, it's a great call.
And I tell you, it was high as well. So, and that's what Hicks is saying. Hicks is pointing at the head, and again, no targeting, but they're going to get the late hit.
Sideline warning. Tulsa's bench. Their first sideline warning.
Trenton Martin made an excellent play on the coverage of Sutton, but then it was Craig Suits, 28, that came over that laid the stick at the end.
And it's the right call. I mean, it's just, you can't come over 3 steps later and hit a guy.
No, it's 2 very good calls by this crew here, and the crowd is booing, really, but
no, it's the right call.
It is the right call, and it could be worse. And on the outside, they get Prochet and another flag. 2 more come flying in. That is 3 in a row, 3 plays in a row. And it's been all about the yellow on the field.
I know who's going to need an ice bath is the back judge and the side judge, because they're throwing those flags in about 40 yards.
Yeah, when does your arm
Holy
hurt as
cow.
an official at the end of a ball game? Possibly at the end of this
foul.
one.
Illegal low block. Offense, number 1. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Keanu Hill. Hill was on coverage of Prochet. They're going to call it, though, on Kevin Thomas.
Yeah.
Now, he's the one on coverage, but it was Thomas, number 1 for SMU with a block.
And you saw him go low there, and the reason why you can't cut there is because you're going back towards the line of scrimmage, and you're not 10-2 like a steering wheel. He comes back at him low, and that's new this year. You cannot do that. That's a personal foul, 15 yards.
It's almost like a blind side.
Correct. You cannot come back in like that.
Tracy Jones, our referee, and his crew have been all over it tonight. Excellent job, and after all that, it is first down and a mile for SMU, and West is in trouble and ripped down at the 10. Jeremy Smith, that time, the junior defensive end, loss of 10.
I mean, just an active defense that's pursuing the ball carrying, and that's what you like about Tulsa. You see multiple helmets at the ball carrier. That's a team that's in shape and ready to go.
Second down and Oklahoma City for SMU across their own 10. First down markers up at the 43. Sutton on a stiff arm is going to be shut down at the 21. I would say it's getting a little intense here tonight.
Yeah, and it's getting chippy too as well. I mean, these teams know how important this win is. Tulsa wants to get that first victory in conference, and SMU just trying to get off the schneid here and get on the winning side.
Third down and 22, 4 receiver set. As we come up on the 4-minute mark in this ball game, in this third quarter. Big third down. Hicks not going to get it done, and he was being chased by Patera Wilson.
Man, Wilson, just good pressure, good effort, forcing Hicks out of the pocket, and once he was out of that pocket, he knew he just needed to throw that away to avoid the sack.
And Coach Montgomery and Tulsa and their defense. And co-defensive coordinators Brian Norwood and Bill Young. They had a lot that was happening on that last series, but they got it done and we'll get the ball back.
And it's a great combination with co-defensive coordinators between Brian Norwood and Bill Young. A good dynamic. We met with them yesterday, just 2 really good coaches.
With a ton of experience. Wadley brought down on the spot after the kick. Another flag. Go figure. This is back at the 38 on SMU's side.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, receiving team, number 5, 15-yard first down.
Wow, each team's hurting themselves here tonight.
Yeah, Broderick Umbulance with that call there, and just listen, and it's getting chippy, and the officials are calling it close, so they're calling them all.
That's 12 penalties now on Tulsa tonight. How about Dane Evans and what you've seen from him, senior quarterback for Tulsa?
I like the way he's managing the game. He sometimes rushes his throw, and he'll throw it behind his receiver, but for the most part, spreading it around, getting it to his guys, and so far tonight, 17 of 31 for 185 yards. Kevin Lucas been his main target tonight.
Here's D'Angelo Brewer on the carry, and just maybe a yard as he tried to stretch it out as we come up on 3.5 to play in the third quarter. It was Lawler again on the tackle for SMU. He's starting to get really involved now since that blocked field goal that we had early in this second half. Play action. Nice strike to Atkinson. They like him over there on that side. He's getting up to the 44-yard line and a Tulsa first down.
Yeah, just a good route. One-on-one. Dane Evans knew where it was. Has the arm strength to be able to throw it from that far hash back across the field for Atkinson.
That's a pickup of 18. Pressure as Evans airs it out, and I don't think Lucas even knew where it was, but it was 10 yards past him anyway.
Yeah, that time Evans threw it a little quick. He probably wanted to step up in the pocket, give Lucas just another second to come out of that break and try to put it on him for the big score.
This offense much more in sync in year 2 under this staff. That was just an overthrow there. They lost a great receiver in Kieris Garrett, who's now in the practice squad with the Carolina Panthers. And they still got a ton of talent. Now they go back to Brewer, and he'll get close to midfield. Ball is out, and they're saying he is down. Ruled down at the 49.
The runner was down. Third down.
Yeah, obviously you hear it, the ground can't cause a fumble. Clearly hit the ground when that ball came out. Got a good view from the booth right here, and you're going to see on the ground, no fumble.
All right, 3rd and 5. 2 wideouts to each side. Do we get pressure from SMU? Catch by Lucas, and that should be good for the first, and it is just past the stick.
Well, and that's the senior experience there from Kevin Lucas. He stops the route at the marker. He knows when he makes the catch, it doesn't matter if he gets knocked back, he's going to have the first down.
Evans, he's in trouble this time, and they get him. That's going to be a loss of 2. Zelt Minor, that senior defensive tackle.
And they've been really happy with Minor. The last 3 games have really been his best. Very productive in there. A big-bodied guy, 6'2", 285 pounds, and a nice play that time.
Yeah, defensive coordinator Van Malone singled him out this week. In their most improved category on the D-line. And they're getting better play in all facets of the defense here tonight. What a crucial game this is. 3-point ball game with coming up on 1 minute to play in the third. And they're going to get him again, and it's Minor again on the tackle. That time on Brewer. Wow, 2 in a row.
Well, a one-on-one with Alex Pagonis, the right guard, and you're going to see Minor just club him to the side, beat him, come down the line, and make the tackle for the loss on D'Angelo Brewer. I mean, Zelt Minor, there you go. That's how you play defensive tackle.
Bunch formation for the Tulsa wideouts on the left side, but Evans goes right looking for Hobbs. The flag is down, and it's incomplete. And we'll check the call. Defended there by Horace Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson, it was a double move that time by Hobbs.
Pass
Richardson hits him.
Defense, number 9, automatic first down.
And they had played so well.
Yep.
They had him in a deep 3rd and long, and then they give up this.
Yeah, and it's just a good route by Hobbs. Richardson got beat, ended up jamming him, hitting him. Easy call for the official there, and a first down for Tulsa.
That's tough. 30 seconds to go, and they had him in a 3rd and 12, and they'll get him the first down after the interference. And now it's Flanders. We've seen Brewer, Flanders, and Taylor tonight. The running backs as another player is down. We've had a few injuries as well, and this for SMU, and they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go to attend to the injured Mustang. And Mason Gentry, the nose tackle. You know, and Van Malone, defensive coordinator, Rini for SMU, when we talked to him the other day, said that, you know, earlier this week, one of his grad assistants came over and said, you know, you got to talk to your kids here about the progress that they've made. You know, sometimes you look up and you just go week to week to week, and it's not where you want it to be, but it's certainly not where it was. They've done a really nice job, SMU, of closing the gap and getting better defensively.
They have, and it's evident tonight. I mean, we've seen them give up some plays, but, boy, they've bent a lot, just haven't broke really that much. They've given up some field goals, but they've really played tough when they've had to. And obviously you see their style as they're flying around stripping at balls, and that's why they have 14 takeaways on the year.
They've got what's called the turnover can. It's a trash can that SMU painted and, you know, put the words turnover can on there, which they have at practice. And every time they get a turnover or a takeaway, they throw it into that can. And just kind of something fun for the defense to get fired up about making plays, which they've actually done in real games on the football field, evident of being #2 in the country in takeaways coming into tonight.
Yeah, you said something fun, try to fill up the can with balls in practice. I'll tell you who doesn't like it is the offensive players they're going against.
Yeah, I believe Cortland Sutton was saying he was kicking the can a few times. Yeah. Second down for Tulsa.
Please wind the game clock on my signal. Thank you.
Running back Flanders checked out, and Brewer is back in. Flanders is 5 yards off of his career high. He's got 107 tonight rushing for this Golden Hurricane group. Look out, blitz is coming. Evans hit as he throws to the end zone, incomplete. Big shot taken by Horace Richardson.
Well, I tell you what, Josh Atkinson.
We're checking Clements, excuse me.
He didn't want to go at that ball. I mean, he was looking at Darian Malines. Evans takes a big hit, and then Atkinson doesn't go up for it because he thinks he's going to get hit by Malines. And watch the hit that Dane Evans takes right here. Good, hard, clean hit by Rodney Clemens, and that's exactly what you want to do to the quarterback.
And what do you have here on 3rd down and 6, this area of the field?
Yeah, I mean, listen, spread it out. You got 4 wides here.
And they've got plenty of time as well. Lucas, and it's broken up. He had a hand on it, and then 4 white jerseys collided on him and converged to knock it out.
Yeah, and I think it was Darian Malines again. Active safety that separates receiver from ball, and this one you think Kevin Lucas is going to have, and Malines comes in. Once it gets bobbled, good hit and a punch out for the incomplete pass, and it'll hold Tulsa to a long field goal attempt here.
Redford Jones, he's been on it tonight, but he did have the last one blocked by Lawler, so he's 3 of 4. This is a 45-yard attempt, and this one is no good. Missed it to the left. So after hitting his first 3 of the night, he's now at the last 2 no good, 1 blocked, and this one off. It would have been 1 off of his long for the season. And with just 3 seconds left in the 3rd, Tulsa hangs on to a 3-point lead.
And you just see how active that SMU defense was there, Mike. Flying around, getting hits on the quarterback, hits on the receiver, and you get the missed field goal by Tulsa. That's a win there by the SMU defense. Still only down 3 in this game.
And they're battling, Rini. That's the thing. I mean, this has been, with all the penalties tonight and the stoppages, this isn't so much as 1 play, 2 play, 3 play, okay, we're off the field. It has not worked that way at all.
Yeah, you've had penalties, you'd have things going on both sides of the ball, but you're right, no quit, great effort, and they get the stop there.
I mean, there's been a lot of penalties, but there's been a lot of discipline as well tonight. As you see Van Malone, the defensive coordinator for SMU, as they have it back on offense. And good blocking here for Freeman. That ball comes out, and I'm going to say he was down as well. That's a 6-yard run for Freeman, and that takes us to the end of the third.
Finally.
Yeah. 15 minutes on the clock, and we'll see what happens in the fourth. We've seen a little bit of everything tonight. SMU and Tulsa, some crazy plays, special teams on offense. Gaines with a touchdown, Atkins to score. It's a 3-point lead for Tulsa when we come back with a fourth. Start of the fourth quarter as defensive coordinator for SMU, Van Malone, looks on his group down by 3. Let's take a look at that turnover can that they have in practice that we talked about at the end of the third quarter.
This is half the battle, is keeping the kids in it and having fun. And boy, you're going to want to get those turnovers, a little dunking into the can, if you will, some alley-oops, and just some excitement. And that's what gets kids excited, and they want to get turnovers. And do it in practice, you'll do it in the game.
And it's a group coming in that was first in the nation with 12 interceptions and second in takeaways with 14. And their offense now, can they get the lead back? Hicks on the outside route, it's dropped. And certainly a chance that time for West for a first and much more, and he couldn't grab it.
Well, this is the matchup you want. Braden West versus Jesse Brubaker. West goes right by him, just can't hold on to the ball. That's just a drop.
SMU 25% on third down tonight, 3 of 12. Hasn't been their strong suit this season. Here comes some pressure from Tulsa. The pass is incomplete. Behind James Prochet, and they'll have to punt.
Yeah, good pressure, kind of collapse in the pocket there on Ben Hicks, forcing the bad pass, and a good stand by the Tulsa defense.
The ball was tipped at the line as well. That's why it was so far off the mark, and with a 6th, 3rd and out, 3 and out by SMU tonight. 4th and 4 is Jamie Sackville. With the low liner, and Keedron Wadley will let it go on a hop. He didn't want to have those guys in his face, and this is going to take an SMU bounce, still rolling. What a job. How about the punts tonight?
But that's why it's so important for the punt returner to field that ball, because even if you don't get any return yards, you prevent that from happening. Now they're at the 1.
65-yard kick that time. Unbelievable job. We've got a lot of action coming your way tomorrow on ESPN College Football. Indiana and Ohio State, the #2 Buckeyes. How about the job that the Hoosiers have done at 3-1 to start this season?
And defensively, that's been their issue in years past. They bring in Tom Allen, defensive coordinator from USF, doing a nice job, some different schemes. We'll see if it's enough to slow down that Ohio State juggernaut.
That is tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN and streaming live and watch ESPN on the ESPN app. 1 yard line. Now, the last time we saw this, it was SMU that had it at the 2, and they took a shot down the sideline, ended up getting an interference call, and that's what gave them some breathing room. We'll see if Tulsa maybe does the same. No, it's a run for Flanders, but he will get out to the 5, a gain of 4. So many crucial plays here tonight in a 3-point ball game. Who's going to blink? Who's going to make a mistake maybe? Who's going to make a big play? We've seen a little bit of everything. Flanders, that's a big play on the defensive side, and once again, Zelt Minor.
I mean, Minor's playing like a man possessed in there, and they just cannot handle him. That right side of the Tulsa offensive line, Minor's just too much to handle. He's too fast, too strong, and again, he just beats Alex Pagonis, just picking on him, beating him at the point of attack, and he gets there for the tackle for the loss.
That is his 6th tackle of the game tonight. It has really come alive in this second half. Got to watch out on 3rd and 7. Evans, Atkinson has it. Oh, that's a big-time grab. He's been that target that they've gone to when they needed something.
Big time grab and a big time throw, Mike. Dane Evans spins that one out there. Sends a BB out to Atkinson for that first down.
He had the touchdown catch in that third quarter. It's a gain of 8 and enough for a fresh set of downs. And this swing out to Lucas, but he's corralled on the spot. Short pickup. There's Richardson again. Now Richardson along with Wyatt, they each have 4 interceptions on the season with 4 picks. Play fake, Evans, again Atkinson. It's just so tough to defend him, isn't it?
Well, he's a big receiver, so he'll run a guy off, but again, does a nice job always coming back to the ball. It's tough to defend that.
Holding, offense, number 20. After distance to the goal, second down.
But Tulsa hurts themselves on the holding call.
Yeah, that'll wipe away the nice pass and catch for the first down. Back Tulsa up once again.
Penalties tonight, 111 yards for Tulsa.
Philip Montgomery is not going to be happy when he sees that.
They were averaging just over 5 a game, so they've doubled it tonight. And it stalls what was pretty good progress here. Now Lucas. Oh, good extra effort by Lucas across the 20-yard line. Is going to be just shy of the first.
I mean, it's just a quick pass by Evans, recognizing where Lucas is, where the soft spot is, and then just yards after the catch. I mean, just a good effort by Kevin Lucas. Watch this in real speed.
We have another flag down as they wanted to run a play so fast.
Offense. All 11 players were not set at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
And we see this, Mike, in teams that go fast. Remember, everyone has to be set for a count, and that's on Dane Evans, because you want to go fast, that's fine, but you got to make sure everyone's set. And that's one of those unforced penalties. You got a little rhythm. You had the nice play to Kevin Lucas fight, and you try to go fast, but then you get the penalty.
I'll tell you what, though, of all the penalties that we've seen tonight, I'm not quite sure if we've seen too many false starts, though. But
no.
you know, we're bound to get it. I mean, you're right, with the way they've moved so fast. But it hasn't happened too often. Evans, look out, and it's overthrown, almost picked. And SMU's defender, Kevin Johnson, was the person who had the best chance at that one.
Johnson's like it's center field. He sees the ball coming. It's almost like slow motion to him, and he just can't get his feet moving. He kind of mistimes his jump. It almost looks like a cartoon character.
Yep.
Can't make the interception, but that one should have been picked off by Dane Evans' pass. Should have been picked off.
Well, they should still get pretty good field position as they have to punt. Tulsa does with 4th and 6 from inside the 5-yard line. James Prochet is standing at his own 44 for SMU. Prochet, well, gets by the first man, has a chance here for some yardage. James Prochet cuts it back. We've got a flag. A flag is down as he's to the 37.
That doesn't surprise you at all, does it? Seeing that flag down?
It does not. 40-yard kick, an 18-yard return, but let's see what they end up calling here.
Tell you what, though, Travis Gibson covering it. Prochet didn't fair catch it. He needs to break down and stay in front of him. And
return.
Once he catches him,
legal block in the back. Receiving team, number 17, 10-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
I'm with you. No fair catch.
Yeah,
you don't need to overrun
Don't
that.
run back.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Wrangler. Be comfortable in your own jeans. And AT&T, mobilizing your world.
I want a replay review of this horse race, Rainey.
I thought I saw a flag get thrown in there.
She crossed the line.
Not. She did cross the line.
A lot of fun here tonight in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Happy to have you with us as we have 11:50 to play in this contest, and Cayman Freeman for SMU puts them in a 2nd and 4, and the Mustangs moving quickly. Hicks guns it, Diving reception made by Sutton for the first down. Ben Hicks, redshirt freshman, 25 of 40 passing today and approaching 230 yards as 2 touchdown passes. Again, same thing. And as tough as Atkins is with a big target for Tulsa to stop, same thing for Cortland Sutton for SMU.
If you're going to have one-on-one coverage against Cortland Sutton, you're going to give him a cushion. Ben Hicks should go there all day long.
Offense moving well. Now they're going to go deep and well off the mark.
And you saw the official throw his hat. That means Sutton went out of bounds on his own, could not come back in to be the first one to touch it. So it would have been a penalty either way.
First half numbers for Hicks, so it's slowed down a little bit in the second half. That's the thing, but this is an outstanding effort by a guy that's making his 5th start of his career.
And we talked about it earlier, 9 interceptions on the year, 0 tonight. That's the most important thing, has protected the football.
Certainly. 3rd and short, though. They need this. Maybe 4 down territory, and the pass is overthrown. So now, with 4th and 3, Reedy, 36-yard line. What do you do here?
Well, you know, that one just sailed on him, and Chad Morris is calling them over quickly. It looks like they're going to send the punt team out, but this is a spot on the field. If you're Tulsa, you got to be very careful and weary of a fake punt.
That's a good point. Jamie Sackville, true freshman from Australia. Let's see if they try anything crazy here. SMU. Wadley's back inside of his own 10. 8 punts tonight. And you're right, they're going to fake it. Sackville needs to get to the 33, and it's not going to come close. Tulsa was ready for it, Rainey.
You just felt it, like that was, they were going to do it, and you're right. Tulsa was ready for it. You know, they didn't go punt safe and leave their defense out there. They sent the punt team out there, punt return team, which was probably the cue for SMU to do the fake, and they still read it beautifully and came up and made the tackle on Sackville. It's almost like, you know, he's used to running the ball in Australia, rules football. A little different here. Comes up as he takes a big lick.
Yeah, that was a huge hit by Whitfield. I don't think he was going to outrun anybody on that play. I would have much rather seen a 4th and 3 with Ben Hicks and company.
I'm with you. I think your options to pick it up are better. Your percentages are better if you leave the offense out there.
Instead, Tulsa and Brewer pushing the pile. D'Angelo Brewer, the junior out of Tulsa right here in town, who's added some more weight, as you had mentioned earlier in this game, a good 15 to 20 pounds to help make him a complete back. Played quarterback his junior and senior seasons at Tulsa's Central High School. And he gets the give again, and he makes men miss, and Brewer for the first inside the 45.
He's deceptively strong for his 5'9", 185-pound frame. He does a nice job of lowering his shoulders. You'll hear me say all the time, run behind your pads. What that means is get those pads out first, deliver the blow, picking up those extra yards, and D'Angelo Brewer does that.
And he has it again. Again, nice shifty move to the outside, and Brewer adding on to his total and getting close to his average, and that average is good for 5th in the nation at 133 yards a game.
And you said it, Mike, shifty. Watch the footwork here by Brewer as he hops back inside to pick up extra yards.
On a 1st down carry. And now 29 carries tonight for 131 yards for Brewer.
You know, talking to Philip Montgomery about the 46 carries he had against Fresno State, he said, I didn't even realize it until we got done and looked at it. He just gave it to him, and he's not going to realize that he's carried the ball 29 times already in this game.
I love the signals coming in from the sidelines with what they have in the comic book diagrams there. The catch by Lucas on a 2nd down and long is shut down by Clemens. And now a big 3rd down for Tulsa here with just a 3-point lead, still 9.5 to play.
Yeah, and Van Malone dialed up some pressure there. Dane Evans got it to Lucas to pick up some positive yards, but you're right, Mike. Very important 3rd and 6 here for both teams.
Evans, good protection. Oh, it's picked up. He wanted Lucas, and it's intercepted by SMU. They've done it so many times. It's Darian Malines on a nation-leading 13th interception, and a flag is thrown.
Yeah, but the flag's thrown late, so this interception should stand, Mike. Darian Malines reads Dane Evans' eyes as he doesn't come off the receiver. He locks in. Maline jumps around. It's an easy interception.
After change of possession, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, passing team number 29. 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the dead ball spot. First down.
Insult to injury after a 45-yard interception return. Tack on 15. That's a play of 60 yards.
Every once in a while, Dane Evans will lock in on a receiver. He scanned left. When he came back right, he stared right at his favorite receiver, Kevin Lucas. Darian Malines knew he was going to go there, jumped it, and got the interception.
Their most consistent player, and a great tackler, and also pretty good with the hands on his third interception of the season. And after the penalty, SMU in business inside the red zone. Flanders, the running back, had to chase him down to save the touchdown. Ben Hicks on a give to Kamen Freeman. Excellent effort to get to the 10. How the tide has turned in this game multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, Tulsa's in scoring position. You got the interception and nuts like that. SMU's down here.
And now Freeman slips.
And oh, by the way, these teams go super fast.
Yes.
Both of them.
Another flag.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 12 players on the field. 5-yard penalty resulting in a first down.
With all the penalties tonight, it's amazing that Tulsa is still on top in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, and Freeman's hurt, and he's off to the sideline, so they're attending to him.
And remember, he's the backup quarterback, too. That's how decimated with injuries SMU is this year.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to their group. They've battled through so much. Braden West is now in the backfield on a 1st and goal for SMU. It is West. He's got it. Touchdown. Mustangs regain the lead.
Well, you said it, Mike. What a switch in momentum. You think Tulsa's going in to go up by 2 scores. The interception by Malines, the return, penalty tacked on. And Braden West finishes it off with a touchdown run.
And we still have 8 minutes and 31 seconds to go in this 4th quarter. We're just heating up here tonight. The interception by Malines, his 3rd of the season. SMU leads the nation with 13 picks. And after that, they now lead it 34-30. Our 4th lead change tonight has SMU back in front, 34-30, with still 8:31 to play tonight in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, pretty good defense by SMU. I mean, 15 takeaways now on the year, 13 interceptions.
Get the turnover can ready again. That's what they do in practice. When they get a turnover or a takeaway, you got to find the turnover can.
Where is it? Where's the can? We need a dunk.
All the way into the can. And that's what they do, and it's translated into game action. As on the return for Tulsa, close to the 28-yard line, that time by Travis Gibson. And here's what tonight's interception looked like here, Rennie, as they jump the route, and Darian Malines.
Well, Darian Malines has a big trash can slam dunk coming when he gets back to Dallas. Just an excellent job with the interception, and practice interceptions. Play like that leads to touchdowns. 13 interceptions now on the year. Outstanding job at this SMU defense, getting them, for all intents and purposes, the lead once again in this ball game.
#1 in the nation. That is outstanding. They play North Texas, Baylor, Liberty, TCU, Temple. No slouches on the schedule. Not too many to start this season. They play tough competition, and they've been outstanding. This is Flanders for Tulsa, now trailing by 4, but still plenty of time left in this contest. And with the speed that both of these two teams move, anything is possible. Flanders close to the 40, and that's a first down run.
And that time it was evident how fast Tulsa got on the line of scrimmage. SMU, that defense, as well as they played really kind of on their heels and not ready to go, they take advantage as Flanders powers it for the first down.
Flanders again, breaking off to the right side. Nice hole. You got to have stamina in this game,
well,
don't
and
you?
what a great 1-2 punch for Tulsa with D'Angelo Brewer and James Flanders. You know, you think you're getting a break with Brewer on the bench, and then you bring Flanders in a little more of the downhill back that runs extremely hard.
Yeah, and don't forget about Raymond Taylor as well. He's done a nice job this season. Lucas able to make Dane Evans right on that pass with a reception just shy of the first. And Flanders has the first on this run as they will move the chain, and they're now in SMU territory. Not only the running backs, but the wide receivers too. And Lucas, Hobbs, Atkinson's been a beast tonight.
Yeah, and the offensive line really has done a nice job opening holes for the backs.
Now Brewer's back in, and not too much there on that carry. And you're right, the offensive line, Evan Plagg, Tyler Bowling, Chandler Miller at center. Blake Belcher has been a strong one for them, a senior at right guard. And remember, Willie Wright got injured in this game, so he went out, and Zach Ewells took his spot at right tackle. Flanders, Rainey, 132 yards, Brewer 131. It's a chess match just between those two. Who's going to get more yards tonight? Steady dose of the ground game, and Brewer will make it a 3rd and about 5 upcoming.
Yeah, and now as we approach 6 minutes left in this game, an important 3rd down here for Tulsa, who has not been good this season or really tonight in 3rd down conversion. So a big play call coming in here from Philip Montgomery to his quarterback Dane Evans.
Yeah, they've been under 36% on the season.
Yeah, 7 for 18 tonight. You'd like to have that just a bit higher.
Evans, Atkinson, how many times have we seen that tonight? Good for another first down reception.
And that's where that SMU secondary, Jordan Wyatt there, respects the speed of Josh Atkinson as he's playing off him. Atkinson gets past the first down marker. Good throw by Evans and a first down.
Managing this drive well. Brewer breaks free up the middle. D'Angelo Brewer to the end zone. Tulsa back on top.
And that's what D'Angelo Brewer or James Flanders can do. They can hit you 3 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards, 4 yards, and then, oh, by the way, 35 yards to the house for the touchdown for D'Angelo Brewer.
We had talked about his effort 13 days ago against Fresno State on the road, a career-high 252 yards. I thought, well, he's not going to have anything like that again here tonight. Well, he's got almost 170, Rainey, tonight.
And well over 30 carries, so you never would dream that he'd get close to 46 2 games in a row, but an unbelievable job. Once again, D'Angelo Brewer with the touchdown run. Back and forth. Tulsa back on top.
This has been a lot of fun here tonight in Tulsa, Oklahoma, as the Golden Hurricane regain the lead by 3.
Yeah, it's been a fun game, back and forth. You love the answer there by Tulsa.
No doubt. And Flanders and Brewer, and the combination of those two running backs on that last drive helped to put Tulsa back in front. Kickoff from Jones. Oh, mistake. Going out of bounds. And SMU with good field position here.
Well, we've hit a flag on every other type of penalty, so why not a kick out of bounds?
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Well, certainly our thoughts and prayers going out to everyone in the Florida and Georgia area with Hurricane Matthew. They're going to still play this game. Miami hosting Florida State tomorrow night on ABC. Florida State has won 6 straight in the series.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Listen, if Florida State was ever ripe to get knocked off by Miami to get back on the winning side, I think it's this game tomorrow night.
Could be. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, and of course streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Hope you've enjoyed watching this one tonight as SMU not done yet on the pass to James Prochet. They'll say incomplete. Helped out by Philip Montgomery and the Tulsa sideline saying, I don't think he had it.
If he would have caught it clean, he would have been in bounds. But you're going to see when he bobbles it, he then steps out of bounds, and that's why it's an incomplete catch. If he would have caught it clean, Mike, he would have been good. The bobble got him. It's a good call by the official. Incomplete pass.
On the give to West, and Braden West. As the running back department has been thinned out a little bit for SMU. They've had an injury, Cayman Freeman. Not sure if he's going to come back into this game tonight. He's also the backup quarterback to Ben Hicks. It's just been West and Freeman, and now West is bottled up on a 3rd and short. They needed that. This is crucial. And let's see, he may have lost a yard.
Yeah, he did, and that's the problem with Cayman Freeman banged up. That's a 212-pound back. Instead, you got to give it to Braden West, Mike, only 170 pounds. He's not a power back. You got to get him free to the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by Tulsa. Braden West just not that power back, and as you said, loses yards on the play.
So crucial at this point in the game. Not when you needed your 7th 3 and out of the ball game, and now they have to kick and punt this one from Jamie Sackville, and let's see if Wadley has a chance for a return for Tulsa. It's going to go out of bounds inside the 25, and we'll step aside. Plenty of time left for these two teams. 4:17 left in the 4th. Tulsa by 3. 4 minutes and 17 seconds left in this contest, just after midnight on the East Coast. And we are 4 hours into this one, Reedy, with Tulsa and SMU battling tonight.
An entertaining game, though. You know, a lot of times you see long games that, not really that entertaining. This one's very entertaining, back and forth. Good ball game.
No doubt about it. 884 combined yards by both teams, and we have witnessed 169 plays in this game tonight. And it's Brewer across the 25-yard line for Tulsa. Now, timeout situation. SMU with all 3 of theirs. Tulsa with 2. We're coming up on the 4-minute mark to go.
And listen, as fast as Tulsa likes to go, if you're Philip Montgomery and Dane Evans, you want to start slowing it down now. A little 4-minute offense. Use that play clock and try to seal this game, and you're going to give it to your big backs, Brewer and Flanders. And you see, they still won't huddle. They'll get up to the line of scrimmage, but they should not snap this ball until there's about 3 left on the play clock. And you want to force SMU to start using some of their timeouts.
Well, and again, and Brewer's going to be held up. And that defensive front, that time Anthony Roan on the tackle.
I see it week after week. The hardest thing for these fast spread teams that like to snap the ball right away to do is let the play clock get down to 1, 2, and 3 seconds. They just snap it quick. They just can't stop themselves.
You're right. It can't go slow, it seems like sometimes. 8 for 19 on 3rd down as Tulsa tonight.
Yeah, like if they snap it at 10 seconds, like that's really long for them. But those tight games like this, every second counts.
Well, you got to be disciplined. It's game management right now. And look at this. They have trouble with this snap, and Brewer is able to corral it, but he's going to be decked. And on a third down play from SMU the previous series, they get stopped. And now Tulsa returns the favor as they can't capitalize.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be an inside handoff to Brewer. The snap was high and wide. Nice job by Brewer to recover it, but it gets tackled for the loss. And of course, Chad Morris burns his first timeout right there. Perfect coaching, exactly what you want to do. You're going to get this ball back after the punt with about 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
That could have been disastrous. Yeah. I mean, Justin Lawler was there for SMU, and had he recovered that, forced a fumble there, it would have been SMU in business just outside the red zone. That's the first 3 and out of this half for Tulsa, and just their third of the game. And before Dalton Parks can punt it away, we have a flag on the field. Tracy Jones has been getting a lot of airtime tonight.
False start, offense, number 15, 5-yard penalty, 4th down. Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes and 53 seconds. 2-5-3.
It's probably better they got a false start, because I was watching the punter there, Jamie Sackville. He absolutely shanked that punt. Sure. So it would have been about a 15-yard punt.
We have now had 23 accepted penalties in this game tonight. Phil Montgomery can't believe it for Tulsa, and he's also not going to believe this. They've tied a school record for penalties with 17, and that was set back in 1951. This punt not that much better. Hit a player for Tulsa. So that's going to be back up close to midfield. And they're going to mark it at the 48-yard line. Ben Hicks tonight. How about the job he's done for SMU?
Can the redshirt freshman lead him down to win this game? He's been excellent tonight, spreading the ball around to multiple receivers, protecting it, no turnovers. This is his chance to shine here with 2:41 left, and excellent field position for SMU.
I'll tell you who else has been excellent. Our crew here tonight on ESPN. Brett Walensky, our producer. Eric Swearingen, our director. Cameron Gross, our associate producer. Lisa Chisholm, our associate director. Thanks to our technical director, Ben Ellison. Audio with Jason Lynch and Franklin Anderson. And our great crew up here in the booth tonight, statistician Jeff Nelson, our spotter Chris Taylor, and our booth coordinator Jack Eisen. Thanks so much, everyone, as it's been an outstanding game tonight, and we're not done yet. 2:41 to go in the 4th. And SMU with a shot deep, and it is deflected and incomplete. Cortland Sutton down there, hoping to haul it in. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And it looked like he had a step that time. Ben Hicks just underthrew it a little bit. Good job by Cortland Sutton to go back to try to make the catch, actually becoming a defender, and it falls to the ground.
New game high here for 45 attempts for Ben Hicks, this time on a handoff, and they'll be at midfield after just a 2-yard gain. So now 3rd and 8, Reedy. How crucial do we have it here?
I mean, a huge play, you know, and then a decision for Chad Morris. Obviously, he wants to pick it up here. You're going to be at midfield. If you don't, do you go for it or do you punt it with still 2 timeouts in your pocket? But as we approach 2 minutes, I got to believe he's going to go 2 downs here to pick this up if he doesn't pick it up here on 3rd.
Play of the game right now for SMU. Here we go. Hicks dumps it off over the middle, West, and he's taken down, and it's going to be at the 47. Still 5 yards shy of a first for SMU.
Yeah, and they didn't take a timeout, which tells me they're going for it here.
Trent Martin made the play, and now I see Coach Morris saying we're going to talk this over, and I think it's wise, really, now even more so.
Yeah.
The play of the game on 4th and 5. 1:45 to go, and now this is going to put them in a tough spot if they don't get this.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're Joe Craddock, offensive coordinator, you pull your play sheet out and you find your best plays, right hash, 5 yards to go. It's 4th down. You need your best play here, your most productive play, because if you don't pick it up with 1 timeout left,
it would leave them over. Minimal time. There could still be a few ticks left, even if they don't pick up this 1st down on 4th and 5, and they are able to stop them. They've got that 1 timeout.
But my money's with, if they don't get it, my money's with Tulsa with that running game to pound it out, take some time off the clock. And so for me, for all intents and purposes, if SMU does not pick this up, this ball game's over.
You've got West in the backfield. You've got James Prochet and Cortland Sutton, the top 2 wideouts for this group. Offensive coordinator Joe Craddock for SMU and head coach Chad Morris. They were on the staff together at Clemson back in the day. Morris is there for 4 seasons. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach. Craddock there on the staff with him. They grew real close together. Do they have a play here on 4th and 5 for their squad to keep this drive alive?
And really, we've seen Ben Hicks tonight not do much of anything with his feet. Everything's been with his arm.
4 receivers. Cortland Sutton isolated at the bottom of the screen by himself. Hicks, pressure, gets rid of it. Sutton has it on the catch at the 35-yard line. That is monstrous by the sophomore wideout. A gain of 12, and the drive continues.
Not only a great catch by Sutton, Ben Hicks had defenders draped all over him. Still had the strength to get that throw off and complete the big pass on 4th down.
Clock now at 1 minute and 25 seconds as they go to West. Braden West has a hole. It is to the 15. Combination tackles by Matt Linscott and McKinley Whitfield, but SMU is moving now. 20 yards on the game by West. Again West, and this time Tulsa's ready as Jeremy Brady, that senior safety, shot the gap for the tackle.
Yeah, comes up, makes the hit. The clock keeps ticking. Obviously, SMU well into field goal range here, but would love to score and walk out of here with a win.
Still with a 1 timeout remaining. 2nd down, Mustangs, pressure, the pass is tipped and it's incomplete. And Trent Martin was almost able to seal it for Tulsa.
He looks at his hands there like there was a problem with it. That's a ball he should have picked off, and he knows that this game would have been over as Ben Hicks tries to slide it in there. I don't know if he didn't see Trent Martin, but he almost sealed the game.
I feel like this game is far from over, Reedy, if you catch my drift.
I do catch your drift.
41 seconds left. SMU with a timeout. They're faced with a 3rd and 10. And they're well within field goal range for Josh Williams. West. And it's going to be knocked down inside of the 10. Well shy of the 1st, which is at the 4. And now a game-tying field goal. Is that what they do with 30 seconds and ticking left here?
You let it go to 5 seconds, maybe 3. Every coach is a little different. You burn the timeout if you're Chad Morris. You tie the game up with a field goal, and we send this thing to overtime, which would be pretty fitting for how tight this game has been all game.
You took the words out of my mouth. Absolutely.
And I think you'll still make your flight in the morning, so you'll be all right. It might be tight.
3 seconds left. They call the timeout. And now it's up to Josh Williams, the sophomore kicker, to try to tie this up. 2 for 2 tonight. And from distance, 39 and 44. It's kind of a rough angle, too. He's on that right hash mark, but it's a lot closer than what he's already made tonight.
You would hope the play call before it where they ran the ball, obviously you would love the running back to break it through and score, but you always want to try to get it on the hash that your field goal kicker likes. You know, it's far enough back, I think, Mike, at the 8-yard line. The angle won't be that severe, but we'll see.
Chad Morris was a former coach at Tulsa, spent 1 year here in 2010. It's his first time back, and I don't know if he expected anything like this. Philip Montgomery in Tulsa. Can they make a play here, or are we headed to overtime? 25-yard attempt for Josh Williams for SMU. The kick is on the way, and we are going to OT. Tied at 37. What a game here tonight.
Well, at the start of that series, we asked, can Ben Hicks lead them down? Well, he didn't lead them down to the victory, but he did lead them down to the tying field goal to put it in overtime. SMU still in this thing. It's anybody's ball game.
No trouble with this at all. 3 for 3 for Josh Williams and SMU. Battling both teams tonight. Hard to really give the edge to anybody in this ball game, it seems like.
It really has been an evenly played game. The effort out of both teams has been tremendous on both sides of the football, and as we said before, pretty fitting that we're going to overtime.
And I'll tell you, these are two teams that you love to watch. You know, the way they play offense, the way they get up to the line quickly, they spread it out, they change it up. And then the defenses tonight. I mean, we just mentioned SMU. They lead the nation with 13 interceptions. Tulsa's defense has made some plays.
And that's who I think will win this game. What defense steps up in overtime to make that big play, maybe get that big turnover? And, of course, 13 days ago, we know what Tulsa did in overtime against Fresno State.
We'll step aside, and we'll be back with overtime from Tulsa, Oklahoma. 37-all tonight as we go to overtime between SMU and Tulsa. What a game, to say the least. Mike Corey and former UMass All-American and NFL running back Rini Ngolia. And I'll tell you, it's going to be tough to decide a winner here in this ball game tonight. As you said, fitting that we are going to overtime.
And a lot of outstanding performances today, but how about Ben Hicks, the redshirt freshman quarterback from SMU? Just been excellent.
Yes, he has. Let's go to our overtime rules here. We have the coin toss for the choice of offense, defense, or the end of the field. And each team is going to get the possession from the opponent's 25-yard line. No game clock. And once we get to the third overtime, you have to go for 2 if you get the touchdown.
And that's why when you watch overtime in college, it's usually that team that the defense steps up and makes a big play, wins it.
This game tonight, with the amount of plays that have been run, I mean, is this close to the equivalent of 2 football games?
One coin toss. The winner of the coin toss will have the option of offense, defense, or which end of the field they would like to play. The loser will have the subsequent choices and even extra period. Have 1 timeout per period, lose possession, that's the end of your series. Everyone understand? Same coin? Heads, SMU, your call.
Tails.
Tails is called. And it is a heads.
Take defense.
You would like to play defense first. Okay, on this end. Defense good. You're there. Tulsa has won the toss. Elected to defend first. 1st and 10. SMU from the 25-yard line.
All right, so there you have it. We've had 180 plays tonight. 929 yards combined for both teams.
Well, earlier in the game, we kind of joked, will we get to 200 plays and 1,000 yards? And I think we're going to get there.
We might. So Tulsa won the toss, and they have chosen to go on defense first. And SMU going to head right back the same direction they did for the game-tying field goal.
If you're wondering at home, if you're not sure why they picked defense first, winning the toss, you always want to go defense first because you'll know what you have to do on offense. If you stop them on defense, you know a field goal will win the game. And if they score a touchdown, you have to match it.
All right, let's go back to find out how we got to this point. That key 4th and 5 for SMU. They are going to get the first.
Yeah, Ben Hicks, players all around him, stays in the pocket, throws a wobbler, but Cortland Sutton comes up with a big catch to get the first down. Leads to the field goal to tie this thing. Last play of the game, and we're in overtime.
And you have to go to your big play guy, Sutton, and they did, and he came through for them. And what a great throw by Hicks. Overtime. SMU on offense first. Hicks again for Sutton, and that was nearly picked. Dangerous pass as he tried to go for it all there.
Yeah, I mean, he had Sutton there. He just tried to fit it over the linebacker in front of the safety and just kind of sailed on him a little bit.
Jeremy Brady back there for Tulsa on coverage as it's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Braden West in the backfield. And it is West. Solid one inside the 20, ripping off about 7 as Matt Linscott makes the tackle. All right, 3rd down, Rainey.
Yeah. Manageable down, though, here at 3rd and 3. They've been good.
And nobody's flustered on this team, that's for sure, right? I mean, they're a young group, but they're showing tremendous maturity here tonight. 3rd and 3, first overtime. Hicks, he's got a man wide open, and it's West coming out of the backfield for the first, and is out of bounds at the 10.
We saw this play a couple times tonight. A lot of concentration, a lot of effort on Cortland Sutton by the Tulsa defense. Braden West just slides out of the backfield. The linebacker doesn't slide over, and it's an easy pass, easy catch.
And now Kamen Freeman, who was banged up earlier, is back in for West. True freshman running back. To the right of Hicks. Play fake to him. And he's got to throw it away. Pressure in his face. And is that another offensive lineman injured for SMU? Now he's going to get up. That's good to see. That's Evan Brown, the center. Yeah, he got hurt in the last game versus Temple.
Well, and they stopped the play, so Tracy Jones is telling him he's got to go out of the game for at least one play.
And how crucial is this going to be? I mean, he started all 12 games at right guard last year. Then this season they moved him to center. He's on the Remington Award watch list, given to the best center in the nation in college football. So this is a big loss here in overtime as Bryce Wilds, they're going to move him over to center. And Travis Pfister, who's seen action tonight, he's going to get back in there.
And you saw Brown go down, which was smart because it gave the backup a couple seconds to get a few practice snaps in there, because that's tough coming off the bench as a center. All of a sudden, boom, you're in overtime and you got to start snapping the ball live.
They're holding it together. That's all you can say about this SMU group up front. Resilient. Huge play here. 2nd down, the run West, and down at the 5.
Boy, it looked like he was going to come out of there on the back end, got tripped up, and down at the 5.
And now 3rd and goal. They converted a 4th and 5 and got the game time field goal. Now it's a 3rd and goal from the 5. They've moved Travis Pfister to center. He's the one snapping to Ben Hicks. Hicks, end zone, it's deflected and knocked down. And it was Jeremy Brady that got the hand on it for Tulsa on D.
And Brady saved a touchdown because Cortland Sutton had an inside move on the corner. That ball was going to be there. That was going to be a touchdown. Watch Jeremy Brady, 22, drop and get a hand on the ball. Great job by Brady.
That's a great call, Rena. You're right. Jesse Brubaker is now an injured player down for Tulsa. And they get him to his feet. And Coach Morris talking with his young quarterback, Ben Hicks. Well, and it's bound to happen really in a
so many
4.5-hour game.
And look how many plays they've played. So, I mean, you're on the field. You almost said it, Mike. There's been enough plays in this game for 2 games.
There has been.
And, you know, players get tired, they get beat up, and it's just games like this take their toll. And let's not forget, Mike, this is 2 games in a row now, overtime for Tulsa.
You're right. They went to double overtime. It was 13 days ago. That was at Fresno State. Little did they know they'd be in the same type of ball game here tonight. Josh Williams, who is 2 for 2 in regulation, make it 3 for 3. Now he's going to try to go 4 for 4, this one in overtime. At the 25-yarder to send us to this point. This will put SMU on top with Tulsa getting the ball next. And he's been perfect tonight. 4 for 4, and it's now 40-37 SMU in overtime number 1. Tulsa will have the ball now.
Well, if you're SMU, obviously you want to score a touchdown. They didn't, but you did the next best thing. You got points. It's going to force Tulsa to match you to get it to a second overtime or score a touchdown, a walk-off touchdown, as we like to say here, in overtime.
They had 7 plays in that first overtime. They got a first down, 7 plays, and went 20 yards, and it ended in the field goal. So with a 3-point advantage now, what do you think for Tulsa? They're winning the coin toss in the driver's seat. Now they know what they need.
Well, I think Tulsa's at its best when they're going fast. So you don't want to change anything because it's overtime. You want to put your foot on the gas pedal and go and do what you've been doing when you've been successful tonight.
D'Angelo Brewer's in the backfield. 3 receivers on this set. They give to Brewer. Stretching it out, gets a hole, and is inside the 20. Brought down from behind by Anthony Roan. That's a solid play on first down.
It is just a little sweep to Brewer. Pull the lineman out in front, and you pick up a nice 5 or 6 yards on first down.
And we just saw the 100th play that Tulsa ran tonight. Second down and short. Brewer again. He's going to be shy by about a yard, and it's just what they wanted. 3rd and short.
And this is a good down distance here as they go fast once again.
And again, Brewer head down, needs to get inside the 15, and he does do that. So it's going to be a first down. Yep, they say move it along. 1st and 10.
And you're starting to control it up there, and keep doing it until they can stop you. Keep pounding to your back. 46 carries last time out. He's approaching that range again.
And it's a keeper by Evans. He's going to go up the middle for the touchdown. Game winner, Tulsa, 43-40.
Mike, can you say deja vu? Because it's that exact play they ran against Fresno State to get the win. Zone read, puts it in the belly of his running back, D'Angelo Brewer. Dane Evans pulls it out and takes it in for the walk-off touchdown. Unbelievable.
It was an 18-yarder in double overtime, as you said, almost 2 weeks ago. And here tonight, it's a 14-yarder, and they win in overtime. 43-40 over SMU. An incredible game here tonight in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And, you know, it sounds cliche, but it really is. This is a game where neither one of these teams deserve to lose, and Tulsa comes out. But just what a great read by Dane Evans as he rides D'Angelo Brewer. You see the defense of SMU go. The hole opens up. Brewer pulls it out and essentially walks into the end zone untouched.
The first carry of the night for Evans for a 14-yard touchdown in overtime and a game winner.
It's just unbelievable effort by both teams, and Tulsa fought, and get the hard-fought win.
And elation for the fans that were here to witness this one. This will go down in their books, no doubt, as one they'll remember for a long time. 43-40 over SMU. Credit both teams tonight. 2 very fun teams to watch.
Yeah, physical game, a long game, a lot of plays, a lot of ice baths for both teams this week.
SMU is going to drop to 2-4 on the season, 0-2 in the American. Tulsa improves to 4-1. They win their conference opener, and they defeat the Mustangs. They've now beaten them 4 times in the last 5 years. The final, Tulsa 43, SMU 40 in overtime. Thanks for watching. Baseball tonight is coming up next. Have a great weekend, everybody.